What an incredible atmosphere. The decibel levels are off the scale. This is Munster hurling in Croke Park. Michael Dignan joins me for his 25th All-Ireland final live with us on the Sunday game and 21st year in a row doing the co-commentary. With Michael Dignan with me, we look at Johnny Murphy. Big day for the Limerick man as he referees his first All-Ireland final. Final thoughts, Michael Dignan.
Marty, as usual, an unbelievable atmosphere. I'm so privileged to be here again with you, Marty, after all these years. I'm hoping I'm here for another 25, but this is just... I've just seen Tony Kelly gone to the middle of the field straight away there for the throw-in with Cathal Malone.
Ball is thrown in, match is on. Take a deep breath. It's just 3:30 on July 21st. It's the All-Ireland Hurling Final 2024. Cork won the toss, playing from left to right as we look at it. And they go straight into the attack, going forward, heading towards the 20-metre line. And that is sent straight over the bar. Tim O'Mahony getting his second point of the championship. He scored against Clare in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, and he's done the same thing here at Croke Park.
Yeah, he got a lot of room there, ran onto it very pacey, tapped it over.
Ball is pucked out by Eibheart Quilligan, just kept in by Niall O'Leary. Sent into the centre. Clare marking is a little bit poor, to say the least. Tim O'Mahony drives it in low, trying to seek out and find Patrick Horgan. Patrick Horgan laying it back as Cork go for their second score. And that will raise the white flag. Good score by Seamus Harnedy. It's a great start by Cork.
It is indeed, Marty. Great ball in there by Tim O'Mahony again. Patrick Horgan slipped, but had the presence of mind to throw it out. And there's Harnedy giving the fist pump, the spiritual leader of this team, himself and Hoggy looking for them All-Ireland medals today.
Long puck out from Eibheart Quilligan. Dropping ball. Picked up by Niall O'Leary. Castle linesman. Dropping it up towards opposite number 4. Opposite cornerback, Conor Lane just dropped it momentarily, recovered well. John Conlon waiting for the final pass, trying to seek out and find Shane O'Donnell. Cork, as they did against Limerick in the semi-final, started really well. Under pressure is Owen Downey, just out over the sideline ball. Going to Clare.
Marty's just looking down the field. Conor clearly has picked up Brian Hayes. I'm not surprised with that. He has the height to mark him. Adam Hogan, who's the real man marker, he's gone on Alan Connolly, and Conor leaned in picking up Patrick Horgan.
Sideline cut going to be taken by Peter Duggan, native of Stansfield Hill. Scored a goal and 7 points in the journey for this All-Ireland final. Shane O'Donnell goes to Peter Duggan, sending it in very high, but also sending it to the right of the post and wide. Jittery start by the Banner County.
It is the leader scored to settle. I was just watching Shane O'Donnell there. He's drifted away from the goals, leaving Mark Rogers and Aidan McCarthy inside, and he's been picked up by Robert Downey at the minute.
Long puck out by Patrick Collins, scattered this time by David McInerney. Inside his own 65. Steps back and lets fly. But again, the umpire is going to signal the ball wide. Second wide of the game for Clare.
Yeah, brilliant catch there by McInerney. He was outstanding the last day against Kilkenny. He probably sensed the need of a big score, maybe better to play it inside.
Long puck out again from Patrick Collins, trying nothing short in the early stages. Ball rolls on, far as Paul Malone, knocked away on this occasion. Has to go back to a cover, coming in to challenge him is Shane Barrett. And again, Cork working very hard, and away goes the bullet from Blarney, heading towards the 20-metre line. Uses the short grip. And that's the third point of the game for the Leesiders. Great start by Cork. And there's only 3.5 minutes played and there's 3 points on the scoreboard.
It is, man. Great tackle there by Declan Dalton on Cathal Malone. Malone really should have gathered the ball. But look, there was 3 Cork men. They looked way hungrier, way sharper in the first few minutes.
Eibheart Quilligan to David McInerney. Sending it into the space. But there's nobody in the saffron and blue jersey going to make it there in time. Owen Downey into the centre towards Sean O'Donoghue. Sends it down the wing. Carries a little bit too much pace. David McInerney to Tony Kelly. Kelly, good ball inside towards David Reedy. Running across from right corner forward to left corner forward, over towards left centre half forward Mark Rogers. And that is sent over the crossbar. It took a while, but Clare have a score after 4 minutes and 14 seconds.
Yeah, Mark Rogers at 14, Shane O'Donnell at 11. Great ball by Tony Kelly, great run by David Reedy inside, laid it off, and Rogers taps it over.
Running ball. Good work by John Conlon. Tony Kelly is back there helping out his defence. He hears the call from the right half back, Dermot Ryan. Ryan in the middle of the field. Drives it very high, drives it accurately between the posts and over the bar. Clare are beginning to find their rhythm. Poor start in the opening 3 minutes, but the nerves have settled.
They have, and Tony Kelly very instrumental there. He's had a hand in both those scores. David McInerney himself. Conlon winning that one-on-one ball. A lot of room up there. It's man on man. There's no sweepers. It's brilliant stuff.
Ball comes down towards Adam Hogan. Over towards Dermot Ryan. Passing his own 65. Driving it. Straight between the posts and over the bar. It's a great response by the Barra County. They have accepted the challenge from Cork, and they have responded.
And Marty, that's the type of player Dermot Ryan is. He can have the odd wide, but he's after pucking 2 out of 2. David McInerney had a shot as well. Half back line doing well. Though Barrett there in a lot of space as well. What a battle so far.
Long puck out for Patrick Collins. Cut out this time by Peter Duggan. Sending it down the wing towards Mark Rogers. Getting there first is the Cork captain, Sean O'Donoghue. Rogers putting the pressure on the Inniscarra man. Sean O'Donoghue does well. Good work here by Kieran Joyce. Harty Cup winner in 2019 when Middleton CBS beat Flannels. That was a Cork-Clare battle as well. Over comes Brian Hayes. Hayes, difficult angle. Oh, that is a brilliant score. Brilliant score by Brian Hayes.
And they're the fine margins, Marty. You know, Mark Rogers probably should have won that ball, but well played out. Kieran Joyce, great ball. Some movement in that Cork forward line, but Clare also making plenty of room up front. Look at the space.
Here for Culligan going short. Not too sure that was a good option, to be honest with you. Clare worked the ball out. Dermot Ryan did well, so did John Conlon. Here comes David Fitzgerald. Was hooked as he was driving it in, and it dribbles out almost, not quite, it's still there on the white line. Patrick Collins sitting down the wing. Tim O'Mahony under severe pressure. Great work by Peter Duggan. Nipping in is Tony Kelly, floating it high, but just fine on this occasion, sending it to the right and wide. Third wide of the game for Clare.
Yeah, great work there. Tim O'Mahony with a brilliant hook on David Fitzgerald. He probably should have stayed going and used his pace. And then out to Tim O'Mahony. Brilliant tackle by Peter Duggan. We have a bit of everything so far.
Every puck out so far from Cork is going long. Patrick Collins putting the pressure on Clare. Picked up by David McInerney. David Fitzgerald gets himself into a good position. He drives it very long, and he drives it to the right and wide. Fourth wide of the game for Clare.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Marty, that Clare haven't started Shane O'Donnell inside and maybe tried to play some of those balls into him. They're pot shots from out the field. You won't win All Irelands if you keep that up. You know, that's 4 wides to 0 after 7.5 minutes.
Patrick Collins over towards Niall O'Leary. Colin Cleary dealing back there, backing with Brian Hayes. Hand pass was a little bit too strong, but Adam Hogan did well to control it. Conor Lean. John Conlon waited patiently for it. Well surrounded, he's nowhere to go, taking too many steps, and that is a free for Cork. And a response from John Conlon, who felt he had nowhere to go, but Johnny Murphy felt he had, overcarried, free to Cork.
But Marty, look what's in the frame. 3 Cork forwards again, not for the first time since the game started, tackling savagely. And Clare will be delighted. They're only a point behind. They've had a few bad wides. Cork seem to have, you know, this huge hunger and making room up front, but Clare doing really well as well.
Patrick Horgan with his first free on our Ireland hurling final day. Puts that over the bar. Cork lead by 2. Five scoring chances from a Cork perspective, 5 scores. second pass is a bit of a hospital one, but it's Dara Fitzgibbon that you're talking about. Gets by Tony Kelly. Good reaction, good stick work by Patrick Horgan. Robert Downey spreading the ball wide over towards the Cusack stand and Davin Ent. Brian Hayes is there. Colin Cleary keeping him company. Back out by Seamus Harnedy. He's already scored once in this All-Ireland hurling final, and there is his second. All-Star 2013 and 2018. 31 years of age. Absolutely brilliant score.
And the difference there, Marty, Robert Downey got that ball, could have taken a shot, he didn't. He angled it into Hayes, who did brilliantly after losing his hurl throughout the long hand pass out to Harnedy, and he put it over. What a year he's having.
Puck out from Eibert Quilligan. Loose ball picked up by Kieran Joyce. Over towards Mark Coleman. Looking around to see who's available. Heads towards the Cusack stand. Into the space. Getting a curly to it was Dermot Ryan, but getting it into the left ball with Seamus Harnedy. Gets it back for Shane Barrett. That combination of Declan Dodds and Barrett and Harnedy is a really impressive half-forward line. And Shane Barrett gets his second point of the game.
Yeah, and Cork getting so much time on the ball. Brilliant work by Harnedy there, out to Barrett. He's having a fantastic year, but they're getting time on the ball all over the field. You give Mark Coleman time. Dara Fitzgibbon being picked up by Cathal Malone, who's doing a good job shadowing him so far. Shane O'Donnell just hasn't touched the ball yet. 4
points from Cork without reply. Clare having worked hard to level the game. Cork have taken control again, superbly. Robert Downey, Glenn Rovers, who did this against Limerick, is heading for the same goalpost. He's made a marvellous run. Oh, what a fantastic goal! Robert Downey from Glenn Rovers. Unstoppable. Brilliant play by the centre half back. This is a magnificent goal.
And Marty, that's one of the greatest goals that I ever scored in Croke Park. What a catch over Peter Duggan. 80 yards of a solo run. He looked around, he looked at his options, but he had the confidence to stay going. And look at this for a rocket. What a goal, one of the all-time greats.
Former past pupil of Christians. Not known for its hurling, but they've developed hurling in the Hartley Cup. But that is one hell of a goal. We'll be talking about in years to come. Owen Downey, the younger brother, seem to have overcarried, and Clare will have to recover their thoughts and their concentration, having conceded just a magnificent goal. Just watch this. This is just fantastic. The roof of the net.
It's a rocket, Marty, and this is the wides Clare had. This is Cork's 8 shot at goals. They've scored 1-7, and a remarkable start to the game up front. In 12 minutes to score 8 from 8, and Clare need to settle. They're getting overrun all over the field.
Aidan McCarthy, goal and 53 points throughout the championship. His free-taking has been a vital ingredient, and he needs that to be planted between the posts, which he's done. And Brian Lohan has plenty to think about after almost 13 minutes of action. Shane Barrett getting the last touch. Sideline ball for Clare.
Marty, I think a key factor so far, Cathal Malone is man marking Dara Fitzgibbon, so he can't sit back in front of the half back line. I think John Conlon needs to sit a bit deeper, Malone needs to sit, but he can't leave Dara Fitzgibbon, and this is why Cork are so well set up. Pat Ryan has done a master job tactically against Limerick, and again today.
Tony Kelly. The nerves are there, you can see them in this Clare team, dropping ball that they should be holding on to. Sideline cut coming for Cork. But right from the off, Cork have been really strong in nearly every sector.
They're winning every battle all over the field. See, Kieran O'Leary, Kieran Joyce is down. There's the helmet off.
Sideline cut is taken. On to Mark Coleman. Clare exposed once again. There was an opportunity, but he pulled the brakes. And he took his point, almost as a consolation prize. There was a little bit of confusion because Kieran Joyce needed medical attention at the time, but the sideline cut was quickly taken. There was a gap, but Mark Coleman decided to retreat and take his point.
Yeah, he was going ahead for the goals. Kieran Joyce, he got a very heavy challenge from David Fitzgerald a couple of minutes ago. He didn't go down, which I admired. I knew he was hurt by the way he took the belt, but he's getting treatment there now, and he could be in trouble.
Kieran Joyce, who's had injuries during the year as well. He missed a few games. And Cork going to introduce a substitute momentarily, but we'll talk about that in a moment. I think Kieran Joyce is very anxious to stay on. That was Tommy O'Connell. O'Connell was warming up. As back it comes to Robert Downey again, to Mark Coleman. Cork half backline of Joyce, Robert Downey and Mark Coleman in control as this ball hops out over the end line and wide. First wide of the game for Cork, and it comes at almost 15 minutes of action, and they lead by 1-8 to 4 points. Here's Adam Hogan. 4 wides for Clare, 1 for Cork. Ball comes back out, and that is dropping in towards Patrick Collins. Stepping away from the challenge, past the 20-metre line. Decides again to clear his line, which I think is the right option. Lovely wrist work by Brian Hayes. Lays it on for Alan Connolly. Cross towards Patrick Horgan. There's a jersey pull. The referee, Johnny Murphy, has blown the whistle out around the midfield area, indicating that it was a pulled jersey. So it's a free for Cork.
Yeah, that just shows you the confidence. Look at this for a touch down by Brian Hayes onto Connolly, but he could have tapped it over, but no, he saw the one-on-one inside, tried to flick it into Patrick Horgan. You can't beat youth. You know, a lot of these Cork players have come up through the underage ranks. They've won underage, under 20, and they're full of confidence.
Patrick Horgan going for his second point of the match from a placed ball. Total this year is 5 goals and 62 points. 147 from frees. Didn't quite connect properly with that one. Even we heard the crack of the slither off the boss of the Hurling. Didn't even sound right up here. Short puck out for Conor Lean. John Conlon. David McInerney. Aiming for Shane O'Donnell. Wins the tussle. 1-1. Getting away from Kieran Joyce. Peter Duggan knocked away. Here comes Shane O'Donnell again. Cutting inside. Trying to lay it off. Inside. There's an opportunity. Back in the net. Aidan McCarthy. It's the tonic that Clare needed, because they have been playing poorly. But Shane O'Donnell this time is the creator at the Hill 16 end. He scored goals 11 years ago. This time he got the ball in. Far as Aidan McCarthy, and McCarthy rattled the back of the Cork net.
Yeah, well, Shane O'Donnell hadn't touched the ball. He was involved twice in that. Look at his movement. He squirmed out of every sort of a tackle, and McCarthy with a brilliant natural finish. And if Clare ever needed a goal, they needed that. They're in trouble everywhere. We'll see what the response is like now.
Tony Kelly back helping out his defence. Conor Lean from Corrafin. Down to David Fitzgerald, not very far away. In Ina Kilnamona. Crossfield ball aimed at his clubmate Aidan McCarthy's just scored the goal. Sean O'Donoghue comes out with it. Gives it short, but hit a little bit too strong. Picked up by Mark Rogers. Inside unmarked is Peter Duggan. They're sending the ball in, but they're sending it with loads of strength, loads of accuracy, and it's over the bar. Great score. Shane O'Donnell.
Yeah, there's Shane O'Donnell. Peter Duggan, we could see it from up here. He drifted inside, but O'Donnell couldn't see him, and he's back to him, and he was covered anyway by the time he got in. Mark Rogers didn't spot him earlier than that, but O'Donnell has stormed into the game, and fair play to Clare. You know, they look like to be in big trouble, but they got that goal. They're back in the game now.
3 points between the teams after 18 minutes. Wonderful fielding. Good ball from Declan Dalton to gather it. Not a great ball inside to his colleagues, and Clare should have the situation under control. John Conlon. David Fitzgerald is available. Has to roll it onto the boss of the Hurley, and away he goes. Tim O'Mahony about to join him. Plenty of options available to his right. One of them happens to be Tony Kelly. Kelly from the Cork 65-metre line is dropping. He comes back off the post, and great reaction by Owen Downey. He had to be there. Good defending by the Glen Rovers man. To the brother Robert, back to the brother Owen, and he lets fly. From the Hill 16 end down to the Davin end. As Cork used the direct ball up towards Brian Hayes. Hayes well stopped, well half blocked on this occasion by Conor Cleary. In comes Adam Hogan. There is Conor Lean. Pushing him back is on Adam Hogan. And wins that particular tussle with Alan Connolly, which should be interesting for the rest of the afternoon.
Well, there is. You can't beat the one-on-one. But look at this reaction here from Owen Downey. he was absolutely positioned perfectly, and he had to be so sharp. Brilliant piece of play by him. Duggan was following in where he should be, but brilliant full back play. But you talked about Hogan and Connolly, you have Conor Cleary on Brian Hayes. He's fouled him for one, he's got to score. Great individual battles. There's nobody able to cover for anybody else because everybody's on top of their game. There's nowhere to go. Play your own game, mark your own man. That's the way it is.
Eibhear Quilligan going long. Clare chasing this, but Cork's Sean O'Donoghue is there, tendable as ever. Over first, Mark Coleman. Coleman is looking for the run from Seamus Harnedy, who duly delivers, being pursued by Dermot Ryan. Harnedy has been on fire so far, but this time it's going to the left and wide, or is it? No, we're going to call Hawkeye is going to be employed on All-Ireland Hurling final day for the first time. Great to have this technology available to us here, particularly on the big days in Croke Park.
I agree with you, Marty, but leaving Mark Coleman that much time in the ball again from a Clare point of view, you can't do that.
Is it Thor O'Neill?
It's in? No.
It's O'Neill.
And your point well made, Marty. If he didn't have that, it could be because of an All-Ireland.
Disappointment for Seamus Harnedy on this occasion. Meanwhile, Eibhear Quilligan goes long. David Fitzgerald underneath it. Ball comes loose and available. Tim O'Mahony got his fingertips to it. Picked up instead by Mark Rogers. Stopped in his tracks. Slither again is available. In comes Shane O'Donnell, and O'Donnell, given any bit of space, is just sheer utter class. Clare get within 2 points again. Lovely pickup, good hands. Yeah. He knew what he was doing.
Fantastic, and I think Mark Rogers, lucky that he was going to catch the ball for the third time there, but it was knocked away from him. But I think you can see Clare's intensity it's like as if it took them a while to get up to the pace of the game, and they've got there now. Cork played a breakneck pace from the start, but now Clare have matched it.
Long took out again by the Ballinhassig keeper. John Conlon trying to get it first. Tony Kelly has the confidence to give it back to his goalkeeper, Eibhear Quilligan. Sends it down the middle channel towards David Fitzgerald. It's a good ball from the fecal man to Aina Kildamona, and David Fitzgerald. Great score from the middle of the park. He scored 2 goals and 18 points from the midfield area. He's had a wonderful season, league and championship. It's reflected in this score.
Yeah, and a brilliant ball by Eibhear Quilligan. But Tony Kelly has been very, very influential in a quiet way in the middle of the field. He's a hand in a few scores. He's brilliant on the ball. It's not away with yeah.
John Conlon pulled across. That should have been a free, in my opinion, for Shane Barrett. Referee didn't spot it. Meanwhile, the ball continues to run to Mark Rogers. Patrick Collins just gets a hurley to it. Cork under a little bit of pressure here momentarily. Here's Mark Coleman. He's already scored a point in the early stages of the game. He goes long. Battle again between Big Brian Hayes and Conor Cleary. Hit a shoulder by Tony Kelly, and this time the referee gives the free.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be more significant. Could be yellow here against Conor Cleary, and that's early in the game now.
This was the previous challenge.
Yes, definitely. Look, the hand is everything. It's a wild stroke. It's definitely a free, in my opinion. You can't just be pulling across like that. He didn't connect with him, but it's a long way away from the ball.
Just see.
That's huge now. 23 minutes gone. Conor Cleary on the yellow card, and Brian Hayes so dangerous. So he'll be heading for the goal every ball he gets from now on.
Cork haven't scored since the 14th minute, and Patrick Horgan changes that particular statistic for the second point of the game.
I think that equals TJ now, if I'm not mistaken, or is he?
He has to. You're dead on, Michael. He's get 3 to pass him out.
Yeah. So I was wondering, was it in his head for the last one? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't think about these things as much as we do up here.
When I interviewed him during the week, I don't think he did. He was concentrating on the game itself. And all that matters seems to be back in training on Tuesday. That's Patrick Horgan, at 36 years of age. Meanwhile, it's Mark Coleman. The pace of Cork is causing problems to Clare. Eibhear Quilligan controls this just under his crossbar. David McInerney to Conor Cleary. Intended pass cut out by Dara Fitzgibbon. Knocking it back. Giving it plenty of air, Robert Downey. aiming for Alan Connolly and company. Brian Hayes there too. And then getting inside is Patrick Horgan. Adam Hogan trying to stay goal side, but here's Horgan! Side netting, but the referee have blown his whistle. You can hardly hear any whistle with 82,300 here packed in to this wonderful arena.
Yeah, but Clare are really shooting themselves in the foot. Again, there you can see clearly there was a free, but Patrick Horgan kept going. Good advantage by the referee. But I'm just saying there again, Clare should have cleared that. Clare should have got that ball away. Peter Duggan is inside one-on-one, coming out, launch it. If there's nothing else on, instead of getting that interception there, and has led to this goal.
Once Patrick Horgan puts this over the bar, he will have passed out TJ Reid to head the list of all-time championship scorers, which is a significant moment in the history of the GA. 140 years old this year. Patrick Horgan raises the white flag for the third time. He is now the top scorer ever, all-time championship scorer. There you see the information on your TV screen. Well done, Patrick Horgan.
Yeah, fantastic achievement, and myself and TJ up there, two of the greats, and lovely record to have.
Conor Cleary delivering it long. Mark Rogers picking it up and turning nicely. Nice return pass towards David Fitzgerald. His run's causing problems. Heading towards the 20, lays it off. Shane O'Donnell cutting inside. He's going to go for it. Here's O'Donnell. He didn't quite get behind the shot. Good defending by Cork. Mark Coleman is in there. O'Donnell trying to scoop it up. Sean O'Donoghue is in there. Mad scramble. Who has it actually? Robert Downey seems to have it. They play football in Glen Rovers, known as St. Nicholas's Club on the north side. Comes out for his aid McCarthy. McCarthy turns, and that is lobbed over the Cork crossbar.
Yeah, Martin, we're talking a lot about the chances Cork have. Clare again there. Shane O'Donnell took, he took the extra touch there. We saw it earlier in the year, he did that, it worked, he sold the dummy, but he was picked up there. Maybe he should have left fly first time, but creating lots of space. David Fitzgerald, what he does so well, getting on the overlap and heading down the middle.
Patrick Collins goes long again. John Conlon underneath it. Breaking ball picked up by Carl Malone. Conor Lean under pressure from Shane Barrett. Did well to get the hurley to the sliotar. Cork keep it in, keeping the pressure. And from where the ball landed, referee Johnny Murphy is indicating that there was a pull of the jersey. He saw it. Yes, clearly. This time he's going over to Adam Hogan. It's the second time in the space of 3 or 4 minutes that Adam Hogan has pulled the jersey. This time he got caught. The last time he didn't, although he conceded the free.
Yeah, and the first one was cynical. That was again, Darren Fitzgibbon I think went for the score, but you could see off the ball, he was pulled him here off the ball. I was watching it here myself off the ball. Simple enough, harmless, but it's still a pull of the jersey. It's stupid, there was no need to do it. Now we've two of the full backs and on yellow cards. And Clare are going to be saying to themselves, we're only 2 points behind. We've made so many silly mistakes, but the pressure back there with Connolly and Hayes heading for the goals when you're on yellows is going to have a bearing in this game yet.
4 times an All-Star, 3 Munster Championships. Still seeking that one All-Ireland medal, Patrick Horgan. Gets his 4th point of the game. Re-establishes the Leesiders' 3-point advantage over the banner. For Pat Ryan, reasonably pleased. Just on the top of your screen there we have the turnovers, 12 for Clare, 18 for Cork. And away comes Clare now. Trying to work hard is David Reedy. Getting past the 45. This is a great run by the Aero Guinnessman. Giving into his Peter Duggan. Out outside, there's an opportunity here. They can create the opportunity to pull the sliotar towards the boss of the hurley, but it's a 65 conceded as Diarmuid Ryan came forward from right half back. And again, there was an opportunity for Clare here.
It was a great block by Owen Downey coming across. Clare are opening them up at will as well, but look, you see there, great block coming in there from Owen Downey. He's had a couple of crucial interventions, but Clare very, very dangerous on the run at Cork as well.
Good defending by Owen Downey. All-Ireland under 20 medalist in 2021 and 2023. Considering it's his first year at full back, he really has been outstanding.
Absolutely brilliant. He's only 21, you know, it's a huge position, and he's shown great maturity so far today.
Aidan McCarthy. A goal and 2 points so far, his first 65. Sends that over the bar. Clare re-established that 2-point deficit, but they keep in touch without really playing well. I have to say, in the first 29 minutes, the Cork have looked the better team.
They have indeed, and that's what I'm saying. Clare are going to be happy enough, but you know, those yellow cards, they're under pressure, but they're hanging in there.
Oh, fabulous catch by Dermot Ryan. He's re-found the form that he had in the league. His brother Conor, of course, was man of the match in the All-Ireland final drawing game 11 years ago. And Conor is well on his way in the early stages. He scored twice. His fielding is magnificent. Free is taken down towards David Fitzgerald. Over first Mark Rogers between the 45 and 65. And that is over the bar for the Scarish man's second point of the game. Better from Clare. Much better.
Yeah, David Fitzgerald, you know, having a very good game today. Shane O'Donnell linking up with him into Rogers. And you can just see them settling and growing in confidence. Dermot Ryan and Harnedy having a great battle. One of many all over the field.
Puck out, dropping down between the 20 and 45-metre line. Conor Cleary. Adam Hogan. Milton Malbay to Fika. David McInerney. Shane O'Donnell. Good hands again. To Kyle Malone. Slither glued to the hurling. Laying it off to Aidan McCarthy. Right man, right place. He can score from here. The sides are level. Clare 1-11. Cork 1-11. Level for the second time.
Well, Marty, that's my type of hurling. I love unselfish hurlers. Colin Malone ran through. He could have had to go. Aidan McCarthy was guaranteed to score. He gave it to him. And the long puck out for Cork to work so well against Limerick. I had my doubts about it working today with that half-back line. It's not working. Clare begin to get on top of that half-back line.
John Conlon. Leading from centre half back. Aidan McCarthy. Shane O'Donnell was available inside out in the wing, but instead it was David Reading. And that is between the post and over the bar. Great score by the second-year-old Innes man.
And it's majestic team hurling, Marty. That's what the game is about. When Clare, over the last couple of years, their downfall is taking shots. We saw it in the first 5 or 10 minutes. They've learned from it. They're throwing the ball around now, and they're playing outstanding hurling. What a game now we have.
From a brilliant start by Cork, Clare have finally found their rhythm, and indeed are now gaining control just a little bit. It's still very much 50-50. High challenge from Tony Kelly. Response is from number 10 to number 10, from Tony Kelly to Declan Dalton. Fired up in the belly, full of passion, full of determination, the Clare captain.
Yeah, and he's having a lovely, quiet, understated game. Colin Malone himself doing well in the middle of the field. We've seen very little Darragh Fitzgibbon. Tim O'Mahony got the first point. McCarthy has taken it quickly now to Kelly.
Tony Kelly taking his time getting the slither up. Getting it for Aidan McCarthy. Gets by the first challenge. David Fitzgerald. Difficult enough angle. Not too sure this is going to curl in enough. It's not, it's wide. Umpire is 100% correct.
Yeah. And Brian Lowe not happy there with Aidan McCarthy. Felt he should have had a go from the free. You know, it was very scoreable.
Brian Hayes is the target. And Patrick Collins. Conor Cleary glued to him. Remember, Cleary's on a yellow card. He has to be careful. This time Brian Hayes takes too many steps. And the banner roar, you can hear, is an approval of the referee's decision.
You saw there, first of all, Conor Cleary couldn't foul him because he's on the yellow.
I think Conor thought it was that he was found guilty, but he wasn't. That was his immediate reaction. Because he didn't foul him at all. He had to step back from him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Free to Clare, free for Tony Kelly, who's coming back inside his own 45-metre line to take this. He'll be 31 in December. Hurler and Young Hurler of the Year in 2013, 11 years ago. Captained the under-21 All-Ireland winning team for Clare in 2014. Oh my gosh, what a catch. Darragh Fitzgibbon. Bowling towards Seamus Harnedy. Scooping it back towards Robert Downey. Composed as always. Harnedy. Blocked on this occasion. Gets the rebound. Lays it back. Farrell's Declan Dalton. He scored 21 points over the journey here to Croke Park, but that one is wide, which is Cork's fourth wide of the game.
Yeah, we saw him scoring a couple of them the last day. Cork did, Cork had their purple patch. They've gone quiet for the last few minutes. Clare have scored the last 4 in a row. They were 111 to 1-8 down. They scored 4 and have the momentum now just going into half-time.
Eibheart Quilligan aiming for Peter Duggan. Cork breaking out of defence with Niall O'Leary. Great little hurler from Castle Lyons. He's still going. Conor Cleary trying to gather it up. He has it in the paw. Gives it over first Conor Lean. John Conlon is available. Sending it down the wing. Mark Rogers dropping it in and dropping it right and wide. One of Fitzgibbon with UL. Scored 2 goals and 25 points over the campaign since his departure from corner forward to centre half forward and his move up to that area of the field. He certainly has played well. Meanwhile, Cork are dropping this in. Conor Cleary, great fielding by the Miltown Malbay man who plays his club hurling with Kilmaley. First Miltown Malbay man since George Comerford playing in an All-Ireland final. That was back in 1934. This ball is sent in. It's an absolute beauty by a brilliant hurler. Fabulous catch by Darragh Fitzgibbon and a great score at the end of it all. It's his first in this All-Ireland final. But look at the scoreboard. It's where we started at 3:30. Level. They've been level overall on 3 occasions. Goals, wonderful goals. The first by Robert Downey after just 11 minutes. Responded by Ed McCarthy 6 minutes later. All to play for. The Liam McCarthy could be going to Ennis and round the Banner County, or it could be going to Fermoy, Mitchelstown, Mallow and all over Cork. Many questions to be answered. We still, thankfully, have 35 minutes to go. Half-time in the All-Ireland final. Clare 112, Cork 112.
Atmosphere is wild here. 82,300, an absolute full house All-Ireland final day. Brendan, Cork were looking like they were running riot at one stage. What happened?
Well, look, it was man for man, like we said at the start, all over the pitch. They got the legs going. Downey from the goal, caught the ball in his own 65, ends up 10 yards away from Quilligan. But then Duggan went in full forward. For me, the Buzzy Bees of Clare were out then. Reedy was out around there. Rogers. O'Donnell has done a huge job, Damien, coming out when he needs to and being on the end of it as well. He's been a huge part to play, and Clare have eventually gotten Cork into a bit of an arm wrestle. The Cleary battle inside with Hayes is really showing that. Hayes is starting to come up trumps now. If Cork are to go get back into their rhythm, they need to find the spaces where the grass is around this pitch again.
And no changes either side. Are you surprised with that?
No, I'm not. I thought Conor Cleary's under serious pressure after 12 or 13 minutes, but the lads out the field then start to do their thing. The ball wasn't coming as good. He quenched Hayes, but Cork need to get into this grass again if they're going to get out of this hole.
OK, thank you, Brendan. Back to you, Joanne.
Yeah, we can see Clare are eager to get back out onto the pitch. We're just awaiting Cork, but a quick mention of the Clare full back line, 2 of them on yellow cards for persistent fouling for both Conor Cleary and Adam Hogan.
Yeah, to be fair, the umpires did a good job in that in terms of helping Johnny Murphy, but that is a challenge for the second half. We know the way Cork want to play the game. Conor Cleary looked early days as if he was under serious pressure with Hayes. Hayes was taking him into parts of the field that he didn't want to be. Any second ball at all, Hayes was getting first onto it, and definitely the message in the Cork dressing room at half-time would be, if we get a chance, boys, to run at either of the 2 of them, take them on, because they're going to have very limited choices. If they pull you down, they're going to be gone off the field, or else you might get a break to keep going and try and get another goal for Cork.
Significantly, look at the chat there, the umpires and Conor Cleary, so I think Conor might be saying, Jenny, I'm being pulled as well or something, and Adam is over to have a word as well, so look,
But I think we're in for a massive, like, I mean, this is a massive quarter for both teams. I mean, if we go back to Cork in the semi-final, they got 10 points. They outscored Limerick 10 points to 3 in the 12 minutes after half-time. If you go back to Clare's semi-final, they got 16 points to the board, but they started, you know, there were 6 points down after 47 minutes. So for both teams, I think they'll be trying to wrestle, because I would say Clare and Brian Lohan would love to get this game to the last 10 minutes and be on their coattails to be able to call on the likes of Ryan Taylor, the likes of Aaron Shanner, the likes of Ian Galvin, all players that have delivered for him. And equally on the Cork side, you know, they'll be looking at guys like Shane Kingston and these guys. So, you know, I think that this quarter is going to be really, really intense to see who can grab a hold of this game.
Just briefly, before we go back, Anthony, expecting goals from both sides, because presumably the full forward line for Cork will run at
I was asked for a couple of score predictions, John. I gave it 2-something to 2-something, so I'd say we could see the onion bag shaking again. I think, look, for Clare, compared to the last day, it has been a great first half, so they must be wide up. They're out very early. Will it work? Oh, I just hope it does, Donald, as the opposite, but yeah, night bench, great stuff.
And remember, it is a warm day up here in Dublin, and don't forget that it doesn't go to penalties today, but it might well go to extra time. Let's head back for the second half first with Michael and Marty.
Thank you very much, Joanne. Yes, everybody is taking a breath after that opening 35 minutes. Johnny Murphy in his first All-Ireland final having a very good opening 35 minutes. So now let's see who's going to win this second half and win the Liam McCarthy and that elusive title of All-Ireland champions. Cork and Clare giving it absolutely everything, giving it socks. And it's Cork on the attack immediately. Nice stick work by Brian Hayes, and that is over the bar. And as they did in the first half, Cork start off the journey of the second half impressively.
Yeah, that was a great touch there from Hayes out of the air. Brilliant score, but Clare a little bit casual there. Tony Kelly really should have got it up. Mark Rogers and led to the score. Great ball down the wing and super point. Just looking inside, Shane O'Donnell has gone inside with Peter Duggan. Two-man full forward line. Nobody within 50 yards of him. Here's a long ball down to O'Donnell.
Target is indeed Shane O'Donnell, and he has it. Gets by challenge 1. Challenge 2 coming now. Peter Duggan wasn't expecting it. Duggan gets inside and puts that over the bar. Sides level again. 3 times level in the first half. Once in the second so far.
Yeah, and that's why O'Donnell is so dangerous. That ball was won there by Cork, and it broke. He's unbelievable to get that. I think Donald Logue referred to it before the game, that second ball into his hand. He's just incredible balance, and picks it up and throws it on to Peter Kelly.
This is the ball that was dropping down. All the time Shane O'Donnell has his eye on the ball. You can see Carl Malone there.
He's gone with the blood, so it'll be probably Ryan Taylor. But look at the way O'Donnell kept his feet and turned back again. He's unbelievable balance.
Colliding with one of his own, Carl Malone. This is club hurling with 6 Mile Bridge, secondary school teacher in Lisdoonvarna. And Clare going to bring in Darragh Lohan, Brian Lohan's nephew, who's very good championship in the early stages. And we were scoring a goal against Waterford in Cusack Park. It was quite outstanding as Cork go back into the attack again. Long ball down towards Adam Hogan, struggling on his knees, battling with Alan Connolly, and somehow the fecal man gets a hurley to it. Patrick Horgan goes back outside to Seamus Harnedy, well within his range, floats it high and floats it between the posts. Third point of the game for Seamus Harnedy.
What a battle between Hogan and Connolly there. Great tackle, but again Patrick Horgan shows the experience. That's the second time he's linked up with Harnedy. That's Seamus' third point, and Hoggy had a hand in 2 of them.
Just to confirm, Carl Malone is back, having received some medical attention for that knock at his nose. Good catch by Peter Duggan. Then it backfires David Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald looks to be confident enough that that's on its way, and it is. Second point of the game for David Fitzgerald.
Yeah, what a catch by Duggan. We saw him the last day against Kilkenny in the second half, doing that on a number of occasions. Brilliant catch, simple layoff, simple hurling, lovely score. And now Patrick Collins faced with a dilemma. In the first half, those long puckouts didn't really work. They're trying to get it to Brian Hayes now, like they did the last day against Limerick.
Plenty of Cork players waiting for the breaking ball. Picked up by Declan Dalton, but it swings to the right. 5th wide of the game for Cork.
And you saw Brian Hayes coming out from full forward there to try to broke that ball down. That's their tactic against Limerick in the second half. Worked really well. Will it go as well today?
Short puck out, this time used by Eibheart Quilligan, then the diagonal ball, but Cork defensively are equal to it. Robert Downing, Tim O'Mahony, giving it plenty of air, plenty of oxygen. For a man who'd only scored 1 point in the championship on the way to the All-Ireland final, he scored twice now.
He did indeed. Fantastic score. He's got 2 very good points. He's having a fierce battle with Tony Kelly. Tony is contributing, hasn't scored, but is contributing in general play. But O'Mahony with 2 points on the board, Fitzgibbon with 1 as well.
Nicely controlled just about by Mark Rogers. There's Akers of Croke Park pitch in front of him. Still Mark Rogers tries to get inside. This is Rogers. Oh my word! We had an absolute fabulous goal in the first half. Now we have a second. 82,300 people come alive, or wherever you are in the world. Look at Scariff's Mark Rogers. What a score. Jumping inside. He knew exactly what he was going to do, and he hits it past Patrick Collins. Unstoppable. Fantastic.
That's a brilliant finish. Mark Coleman's going to be disappointed. He should have done better coming back. We saw it in the first half. Clare opened him up a few times. Down now with Alan Connolly.
Second goal of the match for Clare, and Cork respond straight from the puck out. Alan Connolly with his first point of the game.
Yeah, he's having a fantastic battle with Hogan. Lovely first touch. He needed a score. He settled himself. He pucked it over. Back to the goal. We saw it in the first half. Clare went through a few times, didn't finish them. Rogers really should have been met by Mark Coleman. He waltzed past him and put a brilliant goal.
Ball goes all the way for Shane O'Donnell. Somehow he has it, I think, or trying to hold on to it, trying to scoop it up. He has it now. He is such a powerful player. This time it's blocked down. Clare have it once more. Recycled for David Fitzgerald under pressure. Is that just inside the post or outside it? I think we're going to go to Hawkeye for the second time.
Yeah, Shane O'Donnell very adamant that it was over.
Is it a thaw or is it a kneel? Inside or outside the post? Just a little bit outside. It's a kneel. Scoreline remains the same. Clare 2-14, Cork 1-16. And look who's in the crowd. The man who guided Clare to All-Ireland success in 95 and 97. They call him God in the county of Clare. Ball comes down towards David McInerney. Trying to scoop it out towards John Conlon. Conlon has it. Inspirational, spiritual leader of this Clare side. Flicked on towards Tony Kelly. Kelly laying it off over towards Diarmuid Ryan. Diarmuid Ryan just hurling this ball to the right and wide. It deserved better, and I think Tony Kelly will probably be saying, I should have kind of kept going myself.
You know, I noticed that, Marty, a little bit with Tony. He's been out injured, the confidence a little bit maybe. Normally that'd be Tony Kelly over the bar on the run. Diarmuid Ryan scored 2 in the first half. That's a little Achilles tendon of his too, hitting that. He didn't deliberately hit it wide. Tony normally would pop it up.
Short puck out far as Kieran Joyce. Sending it down the middle. O'Brien Hayes, his wrist work for a big man is just superb. He gets it out as far as the centre half forward Shane Barrett, but just this time goes to the right of the post and wide. Quick puck out by Eibheart Quilligan, but no quick puck out allowed. This is one of the talking points before the game. Johnny Murphy, I'm not too sure what he's indicating, but he's stopped his watch anyway.
I think it's a blood sub.
Oh, there
Brian
it is.
Hayes.
Yes, Brian Hayes is the player that has to get some medical attention along the sideline.
Shane Barrett will be disappointed. He scored 2 in the first half. Then Conlon really thundered into the game, and that's one he should have tapped over really.
Mark Rogers with his 3rd goal of the championship. Scored against Cork, goal against Waterford, his 2nd goal against Cork now, but this one is real classic in the All-Ireland final. And down in Cusack Park, or down in the Fair Green in Ennis, they jump with joy. Ball comes down towards David Reedy. Peter Duggan says leave it to him. Ball still in play. Paul Malone. Duggan. Linesman has his flag up. That's Michael Kennedy from Tipperary. Peter Duggan is totally adamant that that didn't go out over the sideline.
It won't be coming down anyway, so
I actually don't think the ball went out, did it? No?
No, it didn't, no. Brilliant piece of skill actually by Duggan, flicked it back in between his legs.
So Peter Duggan is correct. Ball comes in. Conor Cleary leaving it towards Conor Lean, but Patrick Horgan, at 36 years of age, went from third to fifth gear. Linesman indicates there's going to be a Clare ball. So Michael Kennedy will be forgotten for the ball from Peter Duggan within a minute. He's now giving this ball to Clare.
50-50 or 60-50, yeah. To say. Just Conor Cleary there was interesting. He didn't even go for the ball. He was so concerned about Shane Kingston. It's amazing when you're out there, you're going to keep your own man, and that's it.
Conor Cleary cutting it in towards Mark Rogers. Hits it down for us, John Conlon. Aiming for Shane O'Donnell.
Great cornerback play by O'Donoghue. O'Donnell is hurt.
He's up again, but he certainly is holding his shoulder. Ball into the space. Dribbling towards the sideline, but Adam Hogan is there. And this time, Adam Hogan had crossed the wide line. Slither had. Ball in hand. Sideline ball, sideline cut, going to Cork. Just seemed to fall awkwardly, Shane O'Donnell. There'd be deep concern in the Clare dugout if anything was to happen to him now. Let's just see what happened here.
Just overstretched there.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Meanwhile, Cork are on the attack. Accuracy just letting them down at the moment.
Yeah, the first time in the game, Marty, we've a little bit of a lull. You're very hard to keep it up. What we've seen, a brilliant goal by Rogers start the second half. Just see a couple of wides there now. So now, deep breath and go for home, whoever it's going to be.
7th wide of the match for Cork. Eibert Quilligan goes long towards Peter Duggan. His physical presence so important. Looks around, looks in the rear view mirrors, hand passes it across over towards David Fitzgerald. Capable of scoring goals even from here. He's going for it. Sense of wide. He really should have tapped that over the bar.
An option taken there. Crazy decision by David Fitzgerald. I know he can get a rush of blood out there. He should have tapped it over, played it out to Mark Rogers, who was loose outside.
Breaking ball again. Picked up by John Conlon.
What a ball.
Nice ball inside towards David Fitzgerald, but it carries a little bit too much pace. Robert Downey. Cork sending it down the wing. Well won by Seamus Harnedy. Beautiful skill. To Tim O'Mahony, going for a hat-trick of scores. And Newtown Chandler Man is having a fabulous match. Made his debut against Clare back in 2018. Great memories, but today he also will have a great memory. 3 points, all of them supplied.
Yeah, and a brilliant first touch by Seamus Harnedy out to Tim O'Mahony. I love the game he's having here today. I mentioned before the game there might be somebody stepping up. He's disciplined, he's quiet in his approach. Sometimes he gets mixed up and stuff off the ball, but he's having an outstanding game. And Tony Kelly has to score. He scored 3.
They're level in Croke Park for the 6th time, with 46.5 minutes played. Dropping ball, easily gathered. Tim O'Mahony again, looking around to see who's available. Aim for Patrick Horgan. Struggling to get that ball up. Good defending by Clare. 3 Clare defenders. One of them is Conor Lean, getting it into the centre. Beautifully dispossessed by Kieran Joyce. Clare look exposed here. Dalton heading towards goal. Harnedy on the overlap. He's going for it. It's half blocked and it's gone wide.
They're saying it's a 65. He should have passed it into Connolly. I credited him a minute ago with a great pass.
Referee Johnny Murphy is...
It's definitely a 65. It came off Adam Hogan's arm. It should have been a 65. Clearly seen the replay. But Seamus Harnedy really should have thrown it into Alan Connolly. He was loose inside.
Change happening in the Cork side. As
Ethan Toomey is in.
Introducing Ethan Toomey from St. Finbarr's. And the player that's going off is Declan Dalton. By his own high standards, he's been relatively quiet. Meanwhile, Clare with David Brady puts that over the bar for his 2nd point of the game. He has been outstanding all season.
Yeah, one of the unsung heroes of this team, Marty. You know how good he is, I know how good he is, but I don't think everybody does. He's made a huge difference in this game. He's out the field, he's buzzing everywhere, and that's his 2nd point from play.
One of those players that didn't play minor for the county, He's been playing senior for 10 years old. John Conlon, great block down. Paul Malone sending into the space, but there's nobody over there because Aidan McCarthy and Shane O'Donnell had moved over towards the Hogan stand side. Easy ball for Cork to gather, send it long down towards Shane Barrett. Little flick of the hurley was enough for David McInerney, coming out with it. Round midfield, flicking it forward towards Aidan McCarthy now. Looking at the goalpost, down at the Davin end, from way out the field. This is some score. If he comes back off the post. Second time the ball has come off the post in this All-Ireland final. Alert play by Patrick Collins and a great ball to Ethan Toomey. Gets away from Peter Duggan, the initial challenge. Rolls it along the ground to Seamus Harnedy. Harnedy, there's a bit of a tussle going on off the ball. Johnny Murphy has spotted it. Meanwhile, the play continues on. And there was another challenge that is illegal on Ethan Toomey. But Alan Connolly and David McInerney were having their own battle, and they're still at it as well. And I'm sure Johnny Murphy will deal with it. That's the second foul, unequivocally. And Johnny Murphy, the referee, who's had a very good first half, and he, to his great credit, he also saw what was going on, allowed the play to continue. He's having a word with Mike Kennedy, the linesman at the far side. Good work by the officials. Alan Connolly and David McInerney will both be shown a card here. The linesman is indicating that, or at least the referee is indicating, do it once more, lads, and that'll be where you'll be, the line.
Yeah, David McInerney pulled down Connolly first, and then Connolly pulled him down. He was gone past him, I think, maybe expecting to get a ball inside. Definitely 2 yellow cards, and Dermot Ryan probably lucky to escape one as well, kind of a frontal charge there. And just some of the decision making is clear now in the last few minutes. You know, that ball for Colin Malone, the point chance that, here's Hoggy over the bar, the point chance for David McInerney. And this is pressure, this is why you make these mistakes. The All-Ireland final is different to any other game.
Cork now lead, Cork level with Clare, I should say, for the 7th time. Clare 2-15, Cork 1-18, 21 points each. 20 minutes to go in this All-Ireland final. Puck out won by David Fitzgerald. Running again at the Cork defence, laying it off quickly. Tony Kelly, the captain, goes around the bend. Oh, beautiful skill. Kelly! Oh! Incredible! Incredible goal. Tony Kelly, the magician from Ballyea, the captain of the Banner County, has lifted the hearts of the people of Clare. We have 3 fantastic goals. Robert Downey, Mark Rogers, but look at Kelly, the stick work. Sheer, utter magic in All-Ireland final day.
Well, Marty, that's 20 years practicing out the back. Look at this, the composure. I mentioned a minute ago, Mahoney at 3 points. He's the goal now to match it. We said Downey's goal, one of the all-time greats. That one is going to match it. Look at Harnedy taking the tackle.
Here comes Harnedy down for his Patrick Horgan. Horgan turns and sends that over the bar for his 6-pointer again.
And a great response from Cork. Harnedy this time to Horgan. He took a fierce hit there off him. But that goal is after lighting up the whole stadium. What a game we have on our hands here.
Absolutely marvellous All-Ireland hurling final. 4 goals. 3-15 to Clare, 1-19 to Cork, and Tony Kelly's goal adding to the lustre of an amazing occasion. Who will ever forget the trickery, the magic, the stick work, the wrist work? Down in Ballyea, he was certainly practicing that since a young lad. To be able to do that in front of 82,300 is truly marvellous.
Yeah, and I think Clare are going to think they can get goals every time they attack there. They're opening up Cork at will in the second half and in the first half, but they didn't take all their chances.
Back it comes to Mark Rogers. Has it got the accuracy? No. Ball is wide. For Clare's 10th wide of the game. Short puck out for his Sean O'Donoghue. Sending it down the wing. Gathered here by Darragh Fitzgibbon. Being pursued by John Conlon. Nice ball inside. Alan Connolly. Black Rock. Trying to get inside the cover. Slips inside. Is he taking too many steps? Clare have the ball in, or the slipper coming out. Johnny Murphy, to his great credit, was right beside the referee and allowed the play to continue on. Ball comes down to Shane O'Donnell. That ball is going to go out over the sideline. Who's getting it? Linesman has his flag up. He's not indicating which way it is going. Looks like it's going to Clare.
Yeah, and I hit that Connolly ball. Look, he slipped there. Adam Hogan couldn't foul him, but look how quickly Conor Lean was in to help him. And David McInerney coming back to also to help out. I think the lads been on the yellow cards, would you believe it, has helped the 2 Clare guys. They're concentrating on the hurling, they're playing the ball, and you know, what a contest, what individual battles we're having.
Out of Clare's 3 goals and 15 points, 3 goals and 13 points from play. It's a very impressive statistic for Brian Lohan's team.
Yeah.
Peter Duggan going to take the sideline cut. He cuts it in. He cuts it over the bar. You're seeing some of the great skills of the game of hurling in this All-Ireland final. Clare and Cork are producing a memorable, exhilarating All-Ireland final now. The stickwork, the craft, the heart, the passion, it's all here. Ball comes down towards Shane Barrett, and it's not over yet. 16 minutes to go. Dara Fitzgibbon getting involved in the game, laying it off quickly for Shane Barrett. Charleville to Blarney. Blarney is taken down. The referee has blown his whistle, and he's given a free to Cork.
Yeah, Dara Fitzgibbon has moved to centre forward, Marty. We've seen him involved in the last couple of plays. He's on John Conlon. Ethan Toomey has gone to midfield with Tim O'Mahony. So you now have Barrett. He slipped there. That's not the free, wasn't for that. It was before that. It was a pull out the field. But I'm making the point here. You now have Fitzgibbon at centre forward. He's taken on John Conlon all the time. You have Hardy on this wing, and you have Barrett gone to the wing. Dermot Ryan is picking him up.
Big introduction is Ryan Taylor for Aidan McCarthy. Aidan McCarthy has done a great job, by the way, with a goal and 4 points. But it is now part of the game plan. More about that anon as Patrick Horgan stands over this to score his 7th point of the game over Eibhear Quilligan's crossbar. Mission accomplished. And the game continues on. Despite Clare's 3 goals, they still only lead by 2 points.
Yeah, and you mentioned the frees. Look, you've taken off their free taker, but they're not getting the frees. I think that's down. Cork don't tend to foul. Clare running at them. They're not cynical in the Cork defence, and Clare taking advantage of that by creating all these goal chances.
Bursting forward is Mark Coleman. Ryan Taylor staying with it. Over towards Ethan Toomey. Under a little bit of pressure. Trying to lay the ball out. Sideline ball going to Clare.
And what Ryan Taylor has is massive pace. Look at him back there. He covered some ground to get back. That ball was thrown out over the line, and it's a line ball out. It could have been a free.
Ryan Taylor's determination to play for Clare, and indeed Tony Kelly's, has been reflected in their hard work getting back from serious injury, the 2 players. But their contribution to the Clare cause has been immense. As Cork, advantage being given. If that doesn't go over the bar, but it has. Great score. Owen Downey with his very first point in the Championship 2024. Debutant just 2 years ago, first year full-back. He really is a superb hurler.
That'll be a question down the years. The Tuck brothers played at 3 and 6 and both scored in the Ireland final. What an achievement, what a point.
1 point between the teams. 14 minutes to go. Can you bear to watch? Shane O'Donnell laying it back. Ball is dropping in. Patrick Collins can be off his line. Lowell comes towards Mark Rogers again. Good defending by Cork and by Owen Downey. Brother Robert lays the ball away, but he gives it away. David Fitzgerald in turn drops it in, but he equally sends it to the wrong side of the post and wide.
Little mistakes creeping in. He could have 2 more. Ethan Toomey has made a massive difference here in the middle of the field for Cork.
Great puck up by Patrick Collins to find Ethan Toomey. Opportunity here for Seamus Harnedy. Oh, class. Absolute class. He's a superb hurler. Seamus Harnedy with his 4th point of the game.
And the ball is back in play. What a response from Cork. No, Johnny Murphy wasn't ready. He's sending it back. Cork not happy. The quick puck out was taken. That's the 2nd time Eibhear Quilligan has been told to take it back, even though Patrick Collins has taken a couple of quick ones. Maybe a little bit of inconsistency, but what a game Johnny Murphy's having here.
25 points each. The sides level for the 8th time. In terms of possession, look at this. 50% for Clare, 50% for Cork. There is nothing between these 2 Munster counties. Clare have it momentarily. Don't have it now. Shane O'Donnell trying to pick it up. Cork have it. Good work by the captain, Sean O'Donoghue. Lashing it down towards Patrick Horgan. Conor Lean doing well at corner back. Getting the ball away. Cork fans looking for a free. David Fitzgerald shoots again, but this time he puts it between the posts for his 3rd point of the game.
Yeah, I don't know. Patrick Horgan had the ball covered. Watch it here. This is the replay. That's David Fitzgerald. He could have 5-6 points scored at this stage. But
was Patrick Horgan fouled before that?
He was out over the ball. To me, the cornerback has come from hand. You can't run through the corner forward. I think it should have been a free. That's a 2-point swing.
Ian Galvin is coming on for Clare. He has huge contributions made, as has David Reedy, who in this All-Ireland final has scored twice. But Ian Galvin adds pace and passion and a whole load of skill to that Clare attack. David McInerney looking around into the space. The diagonal ball is aimed at Peter Duggan. Nicely picked up by Mark Rogers. He has to put this over the bar. Right option for the centre half forward from Scariff. Now he's on a goal and 3 points.
And look at this for a catch by Conor Cleary. I've mentioned it so often during the game. That high ball is not working there. Brilliant touchdown by Duggan. Rogers on 1-3. He's on fire like so many other players out there.
Clare lead by 2 as we head towards the 60th minute. Long puck out by Patrick Collins. John Conlon turning the car just outside the 45-metre line. Gets there. Over towards Tony Kelly. The 2 goal scorers confronting each other. Robert Downey and Kelly. Ball into the centre towards Ryan Taylor. They trained together when they were trying to get back their fitness. Taylor looks at the post. Taylor hits that between the post and over the bar. Clooney Quinn rejoice. Banner County rejoice. He is a huge cog in this Clare side.
He's a brilliant player. Brilliant play by Kelly again. Did he take an extra step? Maybe he did. But look at this, the ease of this. This is a brilliant player who went through an awful lot 12 months ago against Kilkenny here, did his crucial. He's back. Kelly is back. We said Cork had a great response to the goal, but now Clare have responded brilliantly again.
Great catch, Dara Fitzgibbon. Trying to get away from David McInerney. The referee is giving him the advantage. The advantage is not necessary because Dara Fitzgibbon scores his 24th point in the championship campaign. 2 in the All-Ireland final.
That is a brilliant catch. I was saying that Conlon wasn't beaten all day, but he won the last ball off Fitzgibbon in open space. But that's a great win there by Fitzgibbon, a great score.
Oh, less than 10 minutes to go. Ball goes out over the sideline. Sideline ball for Clare, but David McInerney will put that down as the luckiest moment in his career.
Nearly hit himself. I think I never saw an official see the waterman there for Clare looking for the line ball, and they're after winning the line ball. Look at this.
Centimetres.
I don't know which way it was going. I thought David McInerney might have hit it. He takes these like frees usually 70-80 yards. I think did Seamus Harry get a yellow card there after that last point? I just thought something happened off the ball, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll check it.
David McInerney's a lovely little sticker by Shane O'Donnell. Didn't quite come off. Comes back past Peter Duggan. Steps away. Thought that Tony Kelly had gone inside, but he hadn't. He moved more into a defensive position. Cork go long. Sending it down towards Brian Hayes again. Little push in the back. Staying with him is Conor Cleary, trying to stay both sides of him. Alan Connolly. Adam Hogan is there. Oh, he's a great bit of stuff. Grandson of the great Phelan Murphy. Galway County Secretary for a long time. And away comes David Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is shooting again for the Stars from the midfield area. They look at each other, the umpires, and up goes the white flag for David Fitzgerald's 4th point of the game. All-Star in 2022. On his way to an All-Star, but perhaps another All-Ireland medal. They're going to Hawkeye.
Yeah, well, I thought that was wide. It was drifting away.
This is Hawkeye in the 62nd minute. Is this a thaw or a kneel? This looks like it's going inside, I think, is it? Is this a thaw? No, it's a kneel. Ball is wide.
He should have went on with it. He had loads of space. He's going to look back at this All-Ireland finally. His 3 scored. I've been down for 4 here. We'll have to take that away. I leave it there to the next one. He's getting so many chances. I think that should be a free in again. Maybe I'm playing the forwards. He's mentioned a nudge in the back. Going in. They're going in again now, but there was certainly a nudge there on Brian Hayes on the other end of the field, and Clare came away with it.
Down at the Davin end, Johnny Murphy's umpires Michael Meade and James Hickey, and down at Hill 16 is Jimmy Barry Murphy and Andy Dooley. Good team of umpires working with Johnny Murphy. As Cork introduce a change. This is Jack O'Connor that's coming on for Cork, and Alan Connolly, who scored 4 goals and 12 points, mainly through the Munster Championship campaign. Disappointing in the last 2 games. Didn't score against Limerick and only got a point here. So they've decided, Cork management team, to add a bit of firepower perhaps. Nicely picked up ultimately by Carl Malone. 2 points between the teams. 63.5 minutes. Ryan Taylor laying it off to Dermot Ryan. Ryan gets into a good position, hits it off his left-hand side and scores his 3rd point of the game.
A brilliant play by Ryan Taylor again. Just look at him going through the tackle, but to run at Dermot Ryan at this stage of an Ireland final, to have that fitness, he went straight down the middle. That's his 3rd from play.
Back to a 3-point game. Clare 3 goals and 20 points. Cork 1 goal and 23. 29-26. 6 minutes to go in the All-Ireland final. Clare going to introduce Aaron Shanahan from Wolf Tones, from the same club as his team manager Brian Lohan. Johnny Murphy, obviously I don't know how he picked up a blood injury,
yeah,
but he did.
He slipped back there, maybe someone slipped him going by. The last time we saw a ref with blood was Brian Gavin when he got the nose broken here. Look, watch it here. Just ran into Ethan Toomey there going by.
Oh yes.
He was knocked to the ground. Completely accidental obviously, but...
Well, he's a fine footballer in his day. He played with Limerick as a footballer and played in 2 Munster football finals. And in 2003 and 2004 under the late management team of Liam Kearns, and indeed he played minor hurling for Limerick. And he's been waiting for this opportunity, but because of the success of Limerick hurlers over the last number of years, he just didn't get his chance. But I have to say, I think he's really taken his opportunity well.
Marty, you can't have a game like this without the referee being on top of his game. He's been fair. He called those couple of yellow cards early on. It's improved the game because of him doing that. He's taken the cynical element out of it. We've hardly seen any frees at all in the second half. What we said, 3:17 from Clare from play out of 3:20. That's unbelievable score.
Aaron Shanahan is on the field. Scored a point against Wexford. And the player that's after coming off is Peter Duggan, with just 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, he's ran himself into the ground. They brought on a similar type player. Shane Barrett gone as well now. That's Barrett and Connolly gone. Lots of pace now. Jack O'Connor hasn't. We haven't seen much of him this year. He is lethal, dangerous. He's so pacey. Kingston the same. They think they might need a goal to get back into this one.
Shane Kingston for Shane Barrett. Tactical decisions being made by both management teams now. Kingston got a touch to it, but it's Clare that have to slip it. They come away with it towards Mark Rogers. Nice ball inside towards Aaron Shanahan. Good stick one. Great score on its way. Shanahan, but however he sends it to the right and wide. Looked like it was over the bar on his very first touch, but it wasn't. It remains a 3-point game.
It was a brilliant move down the wing. He should have just tapped it over. You feel that Clare have missed more of those easy chances than Cork.
Clare have went to 13 wides. Dermot Ryan is really playing well at right half back, contributing on the scoreboard but also defensively. Coming across is Niall O'Leary, rolling it along the surface, picked up by Mark Coleman, pursued by David Fitzgerald. Good pressure by the Clare boys up towards Clare attack. Here comes Dermot Ryan again, stopping Jack O'Connor getting a clear run. Over for David Fitzgerald, aiming for Aaron Shanahan. Referee has claimed that Aaron Shanahan was fouling the Cork defender. Shanahan is claiming it was the other way around. I think it was one of them, 2 of them.
Yeah, I think it was 50-50 there. You know, the 2 of them were under the ball. Watch it here again. It's a brilliant catch. I don't know. Look, they're wrestling with each other. There's no way. Look at, he's been pulled, if anything. I think that's the wrong way, and that's crucial.
Cork's introduced Robbie O'Flynn. Great corner forward. Ball rolls in. Tripped down, and the referee has blown his whistle as the ball was rolling towards the Clare goal. Now,
it's a black card anyway for a start.
Is this a goal-scoring opportunity?
Absolutely.
Is it inside the large rectangle? It's a big decision now to be made by Johnny Murphy and indeed his umpires down at the other end.
Well, it's a free, but it is a black card, I think. Robbie O'Flynn was in on that.
Jimmy Barry Murphy, not of Cork but of Ballylanders, and Andy Dooley from Gary Spillane, the 2 umpires down at the Hill 16 end. This is a serious decision to be made. Gareth Fitzgibbon trying to shove Adam Hogan out of the way.
Look, if you watch it over the top, he's gone, but he's found outside the large parallelogram, but he's definitely pulled down and he's onto the ball, so I think it'll be a black card and a free. If the ref is not sure, he can't give the penalty.
He's given the free,
which is the correct decision, but I don't think he's thought about the black card.
He's given a free in.
The big break.
No black card. Patrick Horgan standing over it. Clare just with 4 players on the goal line.
I'll tap it over. There'll be 4 or 5 minutes left.
A minute and a half to go. For Clare getting in the way, he moves the ball in more into a central position. Patrick Horgan could well go for goal at the Hill 16 end. 5 players on the goal line, including keeper Eibheart Quilligan. And he sends that over the bar. Body language suggested otherwise.
Yeah, that was the idea, but no, there's lots of time left. He's experienced enough to know that. Just disappointed that black card rule was brought in to stop that, you know, and okay, we just praised Johnny Murphy. He's after getting a heavy enough knock on the head there a couple of minutes ago as well.
Long puck out from Eibheart Quilligan. David Fitzgerald underneath it. Tim O'Mahon gets more involved again. It's Cork with Mark Coleman. Go in search of 2 more scores. Coleman, Clancy had the space. Clancy had the opportunity. The All-Star from 2017 gets his 2nd point of the game. And once more in this pulsating, exhilarating All-Ireland hurling final, there's only 1 point between the teams with just about 15-20 seconds to go. But there will be more time added on. 4, I think it's 4 minutes out of time. I'm just been told in my headphones. That will be announced in just a moment.
5 actually, it's 5.
5.
Brilliant score there by Coleman, and the game has ebbed and flowed. Great tackle by Mark Coleman again there.
Cork with Darragh Fitzgibbon. He scored twice. Trying again for his 3rd, but it tails to the left and wide.
Yeah, that was brilliant play by Aaron Shannon there. He covered back down and he got in that little bit of a hook. Maybe didn't touch it deliberately, but he knew he was behind and put him off enough. That's why these subs are so important.
So Darragh Lohan comes on for Clare. Clare's going off is Conor Cleary. Shoulder injury.
He'll be a huge loss if this goes, you know. Darragh Lohan got in at full back. We've seen him playing midfield during the league and championship.
Possession now. Absolutely crucial. Rogers has it. Needs a little bit of support, but there's nobody immediately available. Flicks it back eventually for his David McInerney. Aaron Shanahan getting away from Owen Downey. Nice stick work. Still, great defending on Downey. Never gave up. Goes long. Down towards the Cork forward line, and Jack O'Connor, Sarsfield's man. Sideline ball is going to Cork. 1 point between the teams. 71 minutes have now been played. Remember, the magic number is going to be 75 in this All-Ireland final. Darragh Fitzgibbon taking it. Barry Shane Kingston. Knocked back to Fitzgibbon. In the position where he took the sideline cut. John Conlon again. Masterful at centre-half back at 34 years of age. Conor Lean made his championship debut against Cork earlier this year. Now playing in his first All-Ireland final. Tackle on Robert Downey is unequivocally an illegal one, and that's going to be a free for Cork.
And at last, players are beginning to get tired out there. We noticed Clare in the last couple of balls, very little support play. You mentioned Rogers picked it, he had no one coming off the shoulder. Shanahan was going through, had no one off the shoulder. And this is now Patrick Horgan coming out to take this. Declan Dalton, who takes some of the long ones, gone off.
Clare making changes again. That's Robin Monksy, and he's coming on in the attack. He normally plays in the forward line, and it's Mark Rogers that's going off.
Yeah, and the two Downeys, 2 massive plays. Owen Downey winning that ball back off Shannon, and Rob Downey winning that free. This is huge now from Patrick Horgan.
Going for his 9th point of the game. Patrick Horgan, the slither is on its way. The sides are level for the 9th time. On Hill 16, the Rebels cheer. And all around the Hogan and the Cusack. On 73 minutes, with 2 minutes to go, Cork and Clare are level 9 times. And in case you didn't know it, there will be extra time if it remains the same on the 75th minute. And away goes Tony Kelly, surrounded by 3 Cork players. Swings onto his left. This is fantastic. You just cannot beat class. And that It's class with a capital C. Tony Kelly, once again leading by example.
Did you see him having a little look? He knew where the goals were, believe it or not.
And away come Cork down at the other end. There's an opportunity here and it's outside the post. It's wide.
Oh, we've seen bad misses from Clare, but that's as bad as we've seen. Jack O'Connor, what pace, he could have kept going, tapped it over. I see Tony Kelly is looking to the line, he wants to go off. Rob Downey is down with cramp, he's the helmet off. The ref is saying go ahead. He's not going to stop it.
74 minutes on the clock as Robert Downey goes off. Injured. We will never, ever forget Robert Downey's goal in the opening half.
We won't, but it won't count for a lot if they don't get this one more point to bring them to extra time.
50, 38 seconds, whatever it is. I can't even do my calculations now. I've lost my maths.
45.
Thank you, Michael. The ball comes down to Oisin O'Donnell, and it's Clare that have it once more, giving it back. O'Donnell in the town of Ennis. Nice ball inside. The intention is to get it inside towards David Fitzgerald, but Cork have the slipper. They need to get it down. Mark Coleman under severe pressure, giving it back first to O'Mahony. Surely O'Mahony is fouled, and that is a free for Cork just outside their own 13-metre line.
It's a foul and a yellow card. It's going to go long. They'll have to score off this play. They'll be allowed a little bit of extra time now for the foul.
The tension is palpable. Here comes Patrick Collins. Dropping it down into the 20-metre line, batted away. This ball, this slipper is vital. Cork have to get it. Little jersey pull. And the referee has indicated he's given a free.
He's right. Aaron Shanahan should. What was he thinking? There was Clare men everywhere. He gave away the free up here, gave away another free there. Look at it. He had to stay on his feet.
Clearly.
Great play by Tommy O'Connell. He picked up the break. That's the small margins. The All-Ireland final was over if he collected it, or if Clare collected it. Now it's Patrick Horgan to draw.
Patrick Horgan, the 75th minute, heading towards the 76th, to level the match and force the game to extra time. What a game. What an All-Ireland final. What a thriller in the capital city. And Johnny Murphy has blown the full-time whistle. It's a drawn game. We do have extra time. And if it still ends level at the end of that extra time, then there will be a replay on Saturday, August 3rd. And the ticket frenzy will start again as I look at Michael Dyson.
Marty, what a game. I'm so surprised it wasn't a replay. But, you know, at the end of the day, Clare's discipline let them down. Patrick Horgan, 9 frees. That's the difference. Cork, massive lead in scores from play, but that was the key one to me.
The end of 75 minutes of an absolute thriller in Croke Park. The All-Ireland hurling final is level and it goes to extra time. Full-time score, Clare 3 goals, 21 points. Cork 1 goal and 27.
Get your breaths back, Marty and Michael. We'll be back to you very shortly. Donal O, did you think it was gone from you?
What I will say is fair play to Patrick Horgan. They're the hardest ones to hit. Whatever about the ones that were going for a winner, pressure on, they weren't easy ones, but he struck them dead and true. What a game, Joanne, had everything. Tony Kelly, goal for the ages, looked as if Clare were on the move, but fair play to Cork in the same way that you have to give credit to Clare. They never left them out of sight. The one thing is Clare struggled a couple of times to get to that 4th point. They had loads of opportunities to stretch it out, but it's all aboard. Rob Downey was outstanding for Cork. He's going to be a major loss there if he can't come on in extra time. But it's all aboard. Joanne, how could you predict what's going to happen?
Well, we'd said that before throw-in and we were absolutely correct at that, but we didn't have a clue what was going to happen. Anthony, how are you feeling after that? How would Clare be feeling when they had it within their grasp?
Yeah, you'd feel we kind of pucked it away, Joanne. We're still there, obviously, and he has to gather the troops now and say, you know, what a performance in the second half, but the wides we had, the silly frees at the end, very frustrating, but look, it's all there to play for. You have to get your heads clear now again and go again, because there's tired bodies on either side. There's tired bodies in the studio here. But you know, look, it is what it is. I thought Johnny Murphy made a great job of it, and there were frees at the end, but there were silly frees. Particularly the last one I wouldn't mind, the one here in the corner. You know, no need to foul to give Cork a free down into our half.
Well, there were a few controversial moments which I think Cork probably will feel aggrieved, but we'll get to those in a little while. Let's look how this game finished, Liam, because the ebb and flow of it, some of the skill of it, some of the huge moments towards the end.
Yeah, in fairness, you have to give Cork a lot of credit because they looked like they were going to be on the losing side. And Mark Coleman, in the last quarter, I thought he came thundering into the game, and he was a big reason why Cork have managed to get down to the tunnel and get to come out again. And look, you talk about big plays and big moments in All-Ireland finals. To go back and strike that, it was a wonderful, wonderful score. And they were just hanging on. And when Clare look back, they'll have had the chances, but you think then Tony Kelly has done enough to win it. It was a fantastic, fantastic score. But full credit to Cork, they stayed coming, and I think they deserve to draw in the finish. But when you look back in it, Joanne, Clare will be really disappointed. I mean, some of the chances they missed, when they look back in it, it'll make for horrific viewing. But here we are. Tommy O'Connell managed to manoeuvre a free, and look, Joanne, I know it's agreed beforehand, but this man has put the ball over the bar. I personally would love to see both teams heading down the tunnel, putting on their clothes, going back to the hotel and coming back here in 2 weeks' time. I think what both teams have given us over the last 70 plus minutes has been incredible. I think it's a big ask for either team to go down.
I know the three of you all feel that way, but I do recall Jack McCaffrey, when he stepped away from the Dublin Footballers at one stage, he said when a game went to a replay instead of extra time, he actually found it really, really difficult to get ready for the replay. But
that's Jack McCaffrey. That's nothing got to do with today,
I'd hate
this to be lost on a sheer exhaustion mistake.
I'm saying what a player on an all-Ireland
That's a
final
player. But also there's the other side of that. Let the young fellas go home. Let those young men go home and rest their bodies and congratulate them on what they did there for the last 70, 80 minutes. And let us have another couple of weeks then looking forward to something like this. All of the opportunity for the game. The microwave season, if anything has to change after this year, that has to change. We've seen so many examples of the problems that it's causing, and this is another one here.
But what entertainment it has given us.
What entertainment. We saw a couple of goals for your lads in that second half. One in particular was magic, but the Mark Rogers one, which got the ball rolling as well. What an impact that he had. Current Young Hurler of the Year.
Yeah, and he was probably a bit frustration. Couple of scores. I mean, he got the touch to get it into his hand, Joanne. That was the significant. The ball was nearly behind him. Now Cork could be disappointed that he got the shot away with three around him. But if you look at him again, he's aware that he hasn't much room to swing the hurley when he gets inside. Now, he's nothing else in his head. This is him at club level. Every week you go and watch him.
But
he shortened the swing.
He did, but equally, when three defenders get that close to you, I think the art of defending is not good there.
Yeah, and
there's no way you should get a shot in my view.
It's probably still down to this black card penalty thing,
But if you look where Seanie O'Donoghue went, he went to the wrong side in my view. He should have went back for the hook.
And you had Dalton coming in. That he was doing his best to get there.
This was Cork's response, by the way, Donald. Immediately they went
that was a huge point from Connolly. I know he didn't have a great performance, but that was still a huge response. At least it kept us within shooting distance. And we saw Jackie O'Connor going through. It was a gilt-edge opportunity to tap the ball over the bar. When I saw Kelly putting that ball over the bar, I said that's a score that deserves to win an All-Ireland. But it was a bit like there's so many similarities to 2013 going on here. It's uncanny. Patrick Horgan got a score when time was up in the 2013 final. That was a score for the ages and worthy of winning an All-Ireland final, and we know what happened afterwards.
As brilliant as the Mark Rogers goal was, this Tony Kelly thing.
It was worth paying in to see this. Now, a bit, again, there's similarities here to what Liam and Anthony was speaking about. Cork will be disappointed with so many bodies around, but take nothing away. An All-Ireland final, all of the pressure on. The key is here, you're going to watch Sean O'Donoghue coming over. He's going to throw his body on the line to try and stop the shot. But this is genius. To in this cauldron here, to have that composure, to realise that O'Donoghue is coming, to tee it up with your shot off your left hand, then to be able to flick it over him and flick it into the net. It's nearly destroying it talking about it. Fellas should just shut up and watch it.
There was 10 seconds outside where we actually couldn't open our mouths. We're lucky to be at that end, and it was just a moment of sheer brilliance by Tony Kelly.
Remember during the lockdown, Joanne, when we were locked at home and lads were doing old challenges with the toilet roll and everything like that. Remember Kelly closed the bin in the house?
Yeah.
He knocked something. He knocked a cone off the top of it, and then he said, "Oh, missed," and then closed the bin. That's the skill you're dealing with. I'm delighted for him as well, because it's been a tough season for him.
Let's look at some of the big calls that were made in there. Cork in particular probably feel hard done by. So first of all, a 65 that they probably felt they should have had?
This is definitely a 65, but I think I'd have a bigger problem than the 65. Like watch Seamus Hannity, watch where Brian Hayes is, or Alan Connolly is. I mean, you can see his reaction there. It is definitely a 65, but like to me, that ball, decision making and execution, that has to go to Alan Connolly. If that ball goes to Alan Connolly, it's in the back of the net.
Okay.
But it was a 65.
It was a 65, and bearing in mind that this has finished all square as well. So we go down to the other end, and this is a swing because immediately Clare went up and got a point. So you've got a 2-point swing there. Now, this is late on where there was a potential for a black card in penalty, and it was given
Robbie
as a free.
O'Flynn was on, and Cork were looking for a break like this. David McInerney is really lucky there.
He's on a yellow also.
There's very few things happen on a hurling field by accident. McInerney knows that Robbie is after getting a yard on him, and Clare can count themselves, and McInerney.
Should that have been a penalty and a black card, and as a result a red card?
And we couldn't believe up here that Huggy took the point, because we were saying he was tailor-made when it was brought in.
But to be fair, looking back at it now, it's the right call looking back at it now. But it should have been. It should have been a harsher penalty on David McInerney.
Yeah, if it was a free against him, what was it for? Like a deliberate takedown or whatever? He's lucky. He's very lucky, John.
Who is set up better now?
Oh, I mean, it really is still in the melting pot. I mean, yeah. But the game has ebbed and flowed so much. I mean, it's been incredible. I mean, you look like Clare. We were watching. Anthony was just like, get us 4 points up, get us 4 points up. They just couldn't get that 4 point, and they had several chances to get there. So you would feel Clare should have closed it out in normal time, and now you'd probably say Cork are lucky to be getting a second chance at it, and you could expect them to take it.
Kingston, Jack O'Connor, Robbie O'Flynn. All of those, there's one common theme there with all of those: pace.
Yeah, okay, so let's get a little bit more reaction down closer to the pitch with Damien.
Sean McGrath is with me, Joanne. Shawnee, plucked you from the stands. How's the heart?
Damien, that was an incredible game of hurling. I mean, forget about what side you were for. Just as a neutral, it must have been incredible. But some of the scores on display, it's probably the best game I was really ever at. I've referenced it before. The 1990 All-Ireland final, Cork and Galway, has always been my favourite game. But the 2 goals I saw from Mark Rogers and Tony Kelly, I can safely say were the 2 greatest goals I've ever seen. Patrick's Horgan long-range free, and I think it might have been our sub Tommy O'Connell who won the free. The subs for us that came on showed great guts. I thought the game was gone. Great equalising free from Patrick in the end, and we're in for some thriller for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, so how do you read it? Because you got off to a great start. They came back into it. You came strong in the end again. Patrick Horgan, an unbelievable heroism there near the end. How do you read it now? The 2 teams are entirely different than what started now.
Absolutely, and I think Clare's half-back line really got on top of our half-forward line. We substituted Hannity, probably because he was a bit lethargic in the end. Decky was struggling a small bit, he tried his heart out, but I think if Clare can continue that dominance around the half-back line. Having said that, I thought Mark Coleman in our half-back line, who was struggling on David Fitz, really turned her into it in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Midfield is huge, David Fitz is on top a bit, so we need to really start breaking that stranglehold. But, here we go in the first 10 minutes of this half now. Setting the tone, getting the first couple of early scores will be huge.
It's so open as well, Shawnee. How do you settle yourself down in the dressing room and get a tactical reshape in an epic game like this, where space is I suppose it's so prevalent as well?
Yeah, like space is at a premium, and even when there is space, I think some of the defensive play on both sides, it looks like the attacker, whether it's a Clare or a Cork attacker, is in front, and just the timing. I think the defensive play in particular has been absolutely outstanding. Resolute, holding out timing. I thought the 2 cornerbacks for Clare were excellent, and I thought Owen Downey, the twins again, I thought Owen Downey and Rob Downey, Noel Glenboy is here, Damon. I just thought they were absolutely outstanding.
And you're watching the game with the 99 lad, Shawnee. Just can you believe what you're seeing, really? I mean, for all that you've achieved, this is going to new levels the whole time.
It is, David. I mean, the last couple of weeks, we didn't think after the Clare game we'd be here, but the buzz we had when we came out, the buzz we've had in the crowd, it's just been absolutely spectacular.
You go off and get the blood pressure checked.
They get no point for myself, and I don't even drink.
Shawnee's back to the stand. We're heading back to you, Joanne.
Well, there's Johnny Murphy, who was in the wars himself a little bit, and that got in for a patch-up job while he awaits. And you can he's trying. There we go. There you can say. I think anybody who runs into Declan Dalton will end up with a bit of marking on them.
Yeah, but equally, again, we have to say his style of refereeing and the way he's contributed to this game is just outstanding. And I think it's a template that, there's no dirty players in general in this pitch, or in any pitch. And if you just let the game flow and let them at it, this is the quality of spectacle you can get. And again, I've had my run-ins from time to time with Johnny over the years, but I will take it all back and say, today, Johnny, you've had a superb game, and hopefully you can see it out for another 20 minutes, because he's added to a great contest where they've just went at it, and it was a joy to watch. And with Shawnee McGrath, outstanding.
We're being told it's going to be another 5 minutes before throw-in. What are you doing? You're Brian Lowen in there. What are you doing?
I'm trying to work out what I'm going to say next, John. Look, you've got to take a few minutes away. You know, I would be inclined now, if it was me, I'd get a trusted kit man or someone like that. Take them in there, have a chat, get the breathing going. Maybe it's Lucas and the doctors, the medical people. Just calm everything down. A new game sort of. So, and Brian then to go away and coldly look at his team sheet and say what has worked, what hasn't worked. Who could we spring off the bench? I think Shane Meehan would be made for extra time, pace. Dunloe has rightly mentioned the pace that Cork have brought in. I think Shane Meehan could be a crucial guy. And to trust the likes of him coming in, Shane Amora also possesses huge pace. You might have to match Cork on that front.
But equally, like players like Alan Connolly and other guys that have gone off, Seamus Hardy, like they're all back on the, you know, there's a chance now you will see some of those feature again, because like Alan Connolly has loads of juice left in the legs. So someone like him who hasn't performed in the first 70 to the level that he'd like to, he could open it up. So this is where you got to try and see who you're going to trust to bring it home here.
And as we know, the biggest distances between the 2 years is that's the biggest journey now that everybody's going to have to travel in the next 20 minutes. That's what you're referring to there, Anthony, around steady minds now, what's going on out in the field.
Because but initially when they walked down the tunnel, they'd have felt we threw the way.
That's it. But psychologically, you've been taken off there now. You get another chance to come back on the field.
And often we see in extra time the players can sometimes be nervous and be afraid to make mistakes. We've seen both of these two teams going for goals because they do like goals, both of these counties. Do you continue that? Are you able to have the mindset to continue that when you are so afraid that any mistake can change everything?
Also nearly now, because everyone else is, if you were a pacey guy and you're still feeling a bit fresh, you're definitely running. Look at straight away the Clare fellas coming out, stretching calves and hamstrings like. So if you were a guy that's feeling good now and a massive bank of fitness and you have pace, you'll run at the guys that are tiring around you.
You mentioned Connolly there, but Hogan was outstanding in that aspect.
Oh, 100%.
Outstanding. It was Hayes caught the ball. It was perfect that the bodies were running at a different angle, offloaded over his shoulder, and how Hogan, on a yellow card, got back, was able to turn over the ball and carry it out. It was outstanding.
And you'd have to give great credit, like you know, for a full back line in an All-Ireland final to have 2 yellow cards in the first 30 minutes like that, you're really under pressure. And to see the way they reacted, I thought their full back line was outstanding. Now they were given a wonderful platform, like their half back line, David Mack, John Conlon. Well, probably Fitzgibbon did upset that a little bit, but Diarmuid Ryan in that game in 70 minutes I thought was outstanding. He got 2 points in play and the amount of ball he was on was incredible.
Should it be something looked at, I know it's probably for another day, John, but that your standby players could be able to come into play now as extra, because lads are physically wrecked. Like, that was such a draining game. Incredible levels of the hitting and the tackling, the chasing, incredible.
We were just seeing pictures of some of the real leaders for Clare there. You mentioned Dunloe, Patrick Horgan, and how even when Cork were out of it at times from freeze, or he'd pop up after one of the goals was scored, didn't we see some real leadership performances from both counties out there?
You need steel in the brain in this type of a situation. All of the psychology work, all of your training, this is what it's for. It's all boiling down now here to these last couple of minutes. Interestingly, one thing we didn't mention about the extra time, frees are going to be critical in this. You're going to see players tired, they're going to be fouling and so on and so on. And like Aidan McCarthy has gone off the field. It's an interesting one now from a Brian Lohan point of view. It was a big call, and maybe does what Liam was talking about come back into play again, because this could come down to a free.
Is it a bit strange that Clare have been out so long? Because we were told 5:25, that's when throw-in is coming, so they would have known that as well.
Yeah, it was twice they were out at half time. It looked as if they were out way too early. And I do know from a Cork point of view, Cork traditionally definitely are not going to be in any rush to get back.
Traditionally you're not great for keeping to time for coming out, don't know.
I love breaking the rules, Joanne, is ultimately what I tried to say.
I'm just thinking back to previous Cork and Clare encounters, but anyway, but it's very hot, so is it not strange that they're out so early in the pitch? Do you want to get back out there rather than sitting in the dressing room?
Well, you know yourself, you might be as well off out there in the air and chatting out there as to be cooped up inside. No, it's look at. Yeah. Someone now comes out and hits the ground running.
But I think it's interesting again, you know, Pat Ryan left his players in to have the final word, and you notice he's out there again, so he's obviously given it to them again this at the start of the second half. But you know, if we get a replica of what we've got for the first 70, my God, we're in for a treat again.
So say all of us. Okay, let's head back for extra time. Michael and Marty.
Yes, indeed, we're looking forward to this. 75 minutes. We were glad of the break ourselves, Michael Jackson. Our fitness levels need to be re-examined as Johnny Murphy throws up the coin to the side who wins the toss. It looks like Sean O'Donoghue from Cork is going to indicate, not too sure which way he's indicating, if anything, stay the way we are. I'm not too sure, but anyway, it's Cork that won the toss. It really is an interesting situation and dramatic. I mean, like what the lads were saying to Joanne, really extra time in All-Ireland final. You'd almost say, would you ever go away and come back in 2 weeks?
Yeah, look, I'd be in favour of that. But we're here now. The lads covered a lot. I think what Cork brought on there off the bench, the pace that they have, and we haven't seen Conor Lehane yet. Maybe someone like him that can be a huge impact player at times could have a big role to play as well. So
where we go, first period of extra time, 10 minutes each way, as John Conlon never give up on getting that ball. Ryan Taylor sends it towards Aaron Chandler, picked up by Kieran Joyce as Cork go into the attack. Here comes Shane Kingston, laying it off. Little touch on. Magic. He was required as Ethan Toomey from along the sideline is sending that to the left and wide of the goalposts.
Yeah, and he's allowed a quick puck out there. That was a bad option there by Ethan Toomey.
Eibhear Quilligan sends it down towards Ian Galvin. Nice turn inside, and that is a superb point. Considering it's his first touch, he was introduced towards the latter half of the 75 minutes, but that was his very first time getting the ball, and he sends it between the posts.
Yeah, lovely score, lovely ball in by David Fitzgerald, just popped it in front of him.
Coming through is Patrick Horgan. Conor Lee trying to get away, hand pass inside. There's John Conlon, Adam Hogan, David Fitzgerald goes long. Shane O'Donnell is down towards the end, towards the full forward line again. Patrick Collins stayed on his feet, was solid. Shane O'Donnell requires some medical attention. Looks like he's a cramp. Coming away with it is Shane Kingston, heading towards goal, and Kingston, just like Ian Galvin a moment ago, with his first touch, sends that between the posts and over the bar. Great score by the two number 24s.
Well, he was in and out of the game against Limerick a couple of times, and I don't think one ball kept a hand. He fumbled a few, came on there a few minutes before half time the same. If he gets running, he gets rolling, he can win this game on his own. He's that sort of player.
Sides level 11 times.
Shane O'Donnell is down now. It looks like cramp down below, and the game has to continue.
Long ball from Eibhear Quilligan. Aidan McCarthy's back on. Seemed to be held back momentarily, but the referee played on. Sending in a good quality ball towards Brian Hayes. Darrell Lohan with him. Cork have the sliotar. Pass back. Grabbed by Robbie O'Flynn. Given the time, given the space, he sends this wrong side of the post again. And by the way, just in terms of wides, that's Cork's 12th wide of the game. Diarmuid Ryan. Down towards Ryan Taylor. Trying to get away from the attention of the Cork man. Better by Clare to retain the possession, and the free given for the foul on Ian Galvin.
Yeah, and the lads better. There's a little pull there in the jersey. Galvin and loads of pace. You're going to see it's going to be decided with the lads with the freshest legs now, because the other lads, it's been such a high intensity game. The ball has been in place so often, so quickly. That's the big piece, I think, that's unfair. The player welfare point of view, you know, go home, rest the bodies, come back, and who wouldn't want it again?
So we'd all love it.
We'd all love it. And Robbie O'Flynn, you know, another wide. Like, it's amazing. The pressure is on. He shouldn't just tap that over the bar. But now Aidan McCarthy, I thought it was strange he was taken off. I thought he was doing very well.
But contributing a goal and 4 points. Free taking, as the lads were saying to Joanne, will now be crucial. He puts that over the bar.
Yeah, that's only 2 frees now that Clare have scored. Patrick Horgan has scored 9 on the far end. Just shows you.
Puck out from Patrick Collins. Darren Fitzgibbon getting the better of John Conlon. Trying to lay it back successfully to Mark Coleman. Hits an almighty belt of the sliotar between the posts. Unbelievable score by Mark Coleman. It's his 3rd point of the game. The Blarney man is an outstanding hurler. He gave this everything.
What a battle himself and David Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald has got 3 from play. He's had 3 wides as well in the second half. Could have got a goal, but Fitzgibbon did brilliantly there, and brilliant score by Coleman.
Level 12 times. Knocked away. Shane Kingston told to run at the Clare defence, and the Douglas man plants that sliotar between the post and over the bar. Great score.
Yeah, he knows it. At the best of times, he has more pace than most players in the country, but now in extra time, he is going. Every time he gets the ball, he's going to be heading for the goals.
Halfway through the first period of extra time. Owen Downey. Brian Taylor comes in to challenge. Succeeds in getting the ball away. Ends up with Mark Coleman. Option 1 is to give it back to Patrick Collins. Sends it into the space. Shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. It's a battle. Tara Lohan just seemed to knock it back into the path. And that's out for a sideline ball. And it's going to Clare. And Pat Ryan and Cork management are furious. Every ball is crucial.
Yeah. Yeah, a little flick there from Brian Hayes. Great call.
Linesman correct. Tony Kelly. Aidan McCarthy to Tony Kelly. What's he going to do here? He's going to go for it. And it's there again. There's an opportunity and saved. Oh, fantastic defending by Cork. Breathtaking. My God, not good if you have any sort of health problems, I can tell you.
That was an unbelievable block.
Unbelievable.
Tony Kelly linking up with Aidan McCarthy there. Little 1-2.
Wonderful.
Just watch Kelly here now.
Tony Kelly, saved by Patrick Collins. This should have been the back of the net.
That was Kieran Joyce. He just stood his ground. Hit him on the foot.
Yeah. Great defending, Mike.
Brilliant defending, yeah. Don't know if we knew where it was, but brilliant defending.
Tony Kelly. Little 1-2. And he sends this over the bar. Sides level again. 7 minutes into the first period of extra time.
That's a brilliant score from out on the sideline. Tony Kelly looked like he was cramping up just before the end of normal time, but he's still going. He's been out injured for a long time as well. 13 times level. Brian Lohan breathless along the sideline. This is a great save. Marty, that bounced in front of him and it came across here. Look at this. David Fitzgerald, you think it's a goal, but look at Kieran Joyce. He stood his ground. He wasn't going out of the way, and it hit him, and so that's 2 or 3 chance for goals Clare had. They didn't take them.
Dermot Ryan getting the ball out somehow. Didn't quite reach David Fitzgerald. Good work again by Kieran Joyce, trying to get away from the shackles of 3 or 4 Clare defenders, and somehow managed to get a shot in. The Castle Martyr man is outstanding, and they love him in Cork.
Well, that's 1-4 now from that half-back line. We've 3 from Coleman. But what a passage he played. A minute ago he was up saving a goal on his own line, and here he is up the field, got away the strike. He's been a brilliant young player. He was the centre-back for the next 10 years until Rob Downey came along and he moved out in the wing. He's having a quite an effective game.
Twice an All-Ireland under-20 medalist in 20 and 21. Sean O'Donoghue has picked up an injury, and he's heading towards the sideline. As Cork introduced the substitute, that's Ger Mellerick. So Mellerick on for Sean O'Donoghue. 8 minutes into the first period of extra time of 10. 1 point between the teams. Eibhear Quilligan goes long. Sideline ball. The linesman was unsure, but Johnny Murphy was adamant. Sideline ball goes to Clare.
Shane O'Donnell's in big trouble there. They're going to have to replace him.
Shane O'Donnell's departure would be a serious loss to Clare. He will continue on until the next break in play, perhaps.
And that's significant. Dermot Ryan, who had a great game, 3 points from play, replaced by Keane Galvin. That's because of Shane Kingston's impact. They needed fresh legs on. That's tactical more than anything else.
Keane Galvin is on. Clare also introduce Shane Meehan. Sideline ball, this time going to Cork.
What a game Mark Coleman's having as well. A great semi-final here, and just pushed Galvin out over the line there.
Mark Coleman going to take this. Made his first championship start in 2017 against Tipperary. Won 2 Fitzgibbon Cups with UCC. Straight to Tony Callan. He sends this in and is dropping over the bar. Tony Callan. Goal and 3 points in this All-Ireland final.
What a score, that one.
The sides are level again.
He drew that one in. There's no one going out for this ball.
David McInerney comes across. Hand passes into the centre. Clare work themselves out of trouble with Conor Lean. Showing a little bit too much perhaps, but he gets away with it. Scoops it forward. 1 minute of additional time. We're heading towards that 1 minute now. Well won by Kieran Joyce. And there's an opportunity for Patrick Horgan to put Cork in front as Shane Meehan clearly fouled the Cork back.
Yeah, bad foul there. That's definitely a free. You can just see, apart from the tired bodies, the tired mind as well, Conor Lean came out with that ball. He should have just laid off a little hand pass, and he just played it off to Hurl, get no chance. Kieran Joyce won it back.
Patrick Horgan has scored 10 points in this All-Ireland final. 9 frees and 1 from play. This to put Cork in front by 1 as we head into the second period. Shane Meehan gets a yellow card for that challenge, but Hoggy has sent that right. Just as we did at half-time, as we did at full-time. At the end of the first period of extra time, yes, you're right, you guessed it. The sides are still level in Croke Park. It really is the most dramatic, most exhilarating, most heart-stopping All-Ireland finals of all time. The picture tells the story. Croke Park is alive and well. Full-time score, Clare 325, Cork 131.
That's because of exhaustion. Marty can't even remember what point of the match we're at because so much has been going on that he's been trying to keep track of. What I can tell you is it was level at half-time of normal time, it was level at full-time, and it is level at half-time of extra time. Liam Sheedy, what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes?
Well, I think, I know the two lads are roaring for their own counties, but for me, I'd love to see it level at full time of extra time as well. I think what we've seen today, Joanne, really would lift your heart and really bring hurling back up to the very top. These guys from both teams have done incredible, but Clare again had a goal chance, wonderful defending by Kieran Joyce, but it should have been a goal. But they're, it's nip and tuck. You see the pressure that's on now, and it's disappointing to see some of the players like Shane O'Donnell and Tony Kelly going down, Dermot Ryan. Like, it's just really tough to watch players that have given so much for 80 plus minutes having to come off with cramp.
Peter Duggan, I know you're a big fan of his in general, Anthony, but you could see him in there going around having a word with everybody, old or young.
He's a great guy. They love him. You couldn't dislike Dougie. He's just one of those lads. And look, probably just not able to keep going at this stage. Like, to go back in, maybe I would have suggested, but he's probably just cramped up at this stage. A lot of it. Brian is just pleading with him every ounce for 10 minutes.
Big thing that we've seen in that first 10 minutes, Tony Kelly's flowing now. He's the Tony Kelly we dream of, that we talk of in terms of this great player. That ball he flicked back across the square after a brilliant Patrick Collins save, and it was a brilliant save, but to have the composure right into his hand. But from a Cork point of view, there's fierce positives as well. One of those is Shane Kingston. Yeah. We know he's the type of player that if he can get his confidence going and rolling, he got 2 really important points in that period.
And Anthony Donalow pointed out at full time the pace, and he is a man with pace, and he looks like he's filled with energy as well.
Yeah, but I'd say overall in the 10 minute strength was nip and tuck, wasn't it? I mean, it is. We had the big goal chance, and I suppose if Fitzy, he should have just rolled it. But how many times this year, lads, have we seen saves with lads wanting to hang it in the roof of the net, you know. It was the thing when you were a young fella, you wanted to see the net bulging. And, you know, when you think back to Tony Kelly's goal, it's just a little tap.
I think when you have to give I thought the first save from Patrick Collins was an outstanding save, because Tony went low and it was a really difficult shot to block, but what a touch from Tony Kelly to send it back into David Fitzgerald's pass.
OK, nearly ready to go now for the second half of extra time. No penalties today, although in a couple of weeks' time we go again. That might be a different story. Let's go back to Michael and Marty.
So here we go, the second period of extra time. 10 minutes to decide whether Liam McCarthy will reside in this autumn and winter, or will we be back in Croke Park on Saturday the 3rd of August. 10 minutes. They've been level a total of 14 times. Cork with the possession. Robbie O'Flynn sending this between the posts again and over the bar. Great score.
Yeah, Darrell Owen did very well, broke it out. Robbie O'Flynn, I mentioned him the first half, he had a poor wide in the first half of extra time. That's a lovely score.
Possession won cleanly, straight from the puck out, and that is going right and wide. Puck out going to be taken by Patrick Collins. Dropping it deep into Clare territory. Batted away, a race for possession. David McInerney going to get there first, ahead of Ethan Toomey. Playing it down the wing. Trying to get there is Shane Meehan. Sideline ball goes to Clare. He had to work hard for it.
Yeah, good play by Damien Cahalane. I think a ball down the wing like that at this stage, long ball in around the square. Lads don't want to be running 50-60 yards to try to pick up ball.
David McInerney going to take the sideline cut, rolling it into the path of Ryan Taylor. Taylor responds to Tim O'Mahony getting the ball. Clare with Aidan McCarthy bearing down in goal. Still Aidan McCarthy. Referee has blown his whistle and he's given a free to Clare, which I'm sure Aidan McCarthy will take himself. Being pursued, I'm not sure, by Tommy O'Connell.
He was being pursued. I don't know, did he lose his balance himself? Maybe he gave him a little clip in the heels, but the ref is closer than we are here. I think off the ball there might have been a free out in the sideline before that he missed, but good chance now for McCarthy to level it up again. Marty, I hope it's a draw. I feel so much for the players now.
There's a bit of activity off the ball here.
The ref is telling him to get up.
Jared Mellerick is the one that was on the ground, but he's now back on his feet.
I just said, Marty, I hope it's a draw. You know, for those players, they put so much in. Not today, this is their whole life. It's gone on. I know somebody has to lose at the end of the day, but I think today a draw would be the fairest result.
Aidan McCarthy seeking to level this match for the 15th time. Maintains his routine and puts the slipper between the posts. And Clare are smiling again.
Yeah, now Johnny Murphy's going to book the Cork Clare for... Now he's going to book the two of them. I thought he was going to book him for saying that he died, but now he's calling the two of them. There's obviously something going on between the two of them. I'm just looking down, looking at the Cork half-forward line. They're all in a lump in the middle. They're looking to use their pace. They're going to try to spray this into space.
Jared Mellerick and Tony Kelly both pick up yellow cards. Clare 326, Cork 132. Trying to get the possessions, Robbie O'Flynn. On the ground is David McInerney. Trying to roll it up in the hurling. Paul Malone somehow managed it. John Conlon. David Fitzgerald. Hitting it powerfully, but should be an easy ball for Patrick Collins. And it is. Despite the pressure, sought and found Tim O'Mahony. Man who scored 3 points in this All-Ireland final. Conor Lane. Mighty cornerback. Sending it down towards Ian Galvin. Cork come away with it. And away they go. Opportunity here. Sent in, and will it curl inside? No. Wide ball off the stick of Ethan Toomey.
Yeah, that was great play by Tommy O'Connell there. Before that, we saw David Fitzgerald again, Marty. There was movement inside. There was 3 inside. He went for a pot shot again. He's had so many chances, so much possession. But he took the wrong option there, and Clare lucky to escape that. Ethan Toomey really should have put that over.
Luke Meade is on for Cork. And the player that's making way is Tim O'Mahony.
Yeah, great game. He had to, like all the lads gone off. They've all done really well. It's just legs at this stage.
5 minutes to go in this All-Ireland final. 5 minutes before we get a replay. If the scoreline stays the same, 35 points each. It's down to this now. And Cork win the possession. Tommy O'Connell. Good stick work. Lovely ball inside. There's an opportunity here. Robbie O'Flynn takes the shot. Oh, fantastic save. Back in to Eibheart Quilligan. Superb goalkeeping by the Finkel man. Following in the footsteps of the great Seamus Jurek years ago. Ball, however, is out to David Fitzgerald, but the referee has blown his whistle. And he's gone back in. There was an incident, obviously.
No, I think it was just a clash. This is Robbie O'Flynn. He probably say he should have put it over the bar. Credit to him. Nice height, good save by Quilligan.
This was an outstanding save. Robbie O'Flynn went for it. Eibheart Quilligan got the hurley to it, diving cat-like to his right. He was outstanding in the first half against Kilkenny, and once again he has produced a save.
In a tight game, I think he should have stuck it over. Clare would be a little bit aggrieved, but the rule is now you don't stop the play for an injury unless it's a head injury, unless you're worried about the players. So he stopped it. There was a clash there. There was nothing dirty about it. They're questioned on the sideline here from Clare. See Brendan Bugler there.
A little bit of concern about the referee as well. I saw he was holding his hamstring there. I think he's suffering a little bit as well. We now have 86.5 minutes played.
Give an indirect free now to Clare from back here because they had possession.
Eibheart Quilligan drops it in. Cork defenders are there, especially Mark Coleman. Knocked away by Tony Kelly. And again, Kelly gets a hurley to it. Lovely wrist work. This man is on fire. What a score, Tony Kelly.
That is unbelievable. The tackle, it's out again, but we come back. That is one of the great scores again. We're saying it about him. He's back to his very best today.
We'll show the replay later. Right now it's David McInerney. This game is happening so fast. Clare now lead by 1 point. Aidan McCarthy comes out to gather the ball. Ian Galvin at the edge. Around the full forward line, around the edge of the square. Looking around to see who's available. Aidan McCarthy outside the Cork 45 and sends it between the posts and over the bar. That's a goal and 7 points for the man who plays his club football with Kilmurray Bricken and is hurling with Aina Kildamona.
And it's out again. Clare just getting a little surge here now at the crucial part, are they?
Looks like it at the moment as John Conlon sends it forward into the space. Chasing after it is Shane O'Moran. Scored a goal in the league game against Cork in Cusack Park. The ball sent in. Is this over the bar? The ball is wide. Looks like it's going to be Hawkeye. It's Hawkeye.
Aaron Shannon again. Marty, the previous score there from McCarthy, he played the ball in too high to Galvin, but he did unbelievably well to win it. Came back out, ticked them off, ticked them with the hand pass. This is crucial now.
2 points between the teams. A minute and 20 seconds to go. That's a kneel.
He gave away a crucial free in normal time. Anything could have happened for him. I think he was fouled for one. A free gets him given. That's hurling. This is the game we're having here.
Puck out. Comes down into the path of Darragh Fitzgibbon. Stopped. Laying back. Was it a chop down? That's what's being asked by the Cork supporters. Meanwhile, it's there with the possession. Acres of space in front of the player. That happens to be Shane Meehan. Clare celebrates. Clare looking on anxiously. Can hardly believe it. Is this finally going to be their day?
This man is at some game, Conor Leal. I think that was probably a free in there, but we'll have a look at it and get a chance to see the replay.
Patrick Collins thinks about coming out to gather the possession. There's about 20 seconds left. Free for Cork. 3 points between the teams. Is it over for Cork? That's the question.
They're going to need a goal, no doubt about that.
Patrick Collins starting the move that has to end with a Cork goal, surely. We are now heading towards the 90th minute. Clare holding on. Anywhere will do. Back down towards Owen Downing or Patrick Collins. Downing to get it in second time. Over towards Ger Mellerick. Everybody on the 7th floor beside is on their feet now. Is it only a matter of moments before Clare celebrate an All-Ireland victory? There's still 2 minutes for Cork to rectify the situation. Luke Meade trying to get away. Patrick Horgan sending this in, floating it in and floating it between the post and over the bar. Patrick Horgan keeps Cork's hopes and dreams alive with his 11th point of the game.
Will it be too late though? Should he have lobbed it in? There's 2 points in it. There'll be one more play. The ref is going to go ahead. He's not going to stop for the cramp. David Fitzgerald is out on his feet. It should have been a free. It should have been a free. I called it there without seeing the replay. Should have been a free. They scored up the field. That's the swing. That's probably what won the game for them now at the end of it.
Took out his end to Aaron Shanahan. Shanahan has it. No free given. Cork, through sheer tenacity, get the slither back. And this time there's a free.
He's 30 seconds over the time now. Hoggy will definitely drop this one in.
It's the most dangerous lead of all, is a 2-point-1. Heading towards the 92nd minute.
Oh, he went for it.
He went for the point and he's taken it.
I wonder, did he ask the ref was there time left? We don't know that. He's out there in the field. There's 2 minutes gone.
How much will the referee add on now? 10 seconds, 7 seconds to go.
Oh, there was 2 minutes. Sorry, Marty. I was talking of a minute.
That's okay, Mike.
My mistake.
It's exciting, this match. As the ball comes down, free is given to Cork. There is still time in this amazing All-Ireland final.
The goalie's going to have a go. Patrick Collins is coming out. He must be on the bounds of distance. I hope he's... Can he get this? This could end up in the back of the net. I don't think he can get the distance, but I hope he scores, and the draw is the most fitting result. This has been one of the greatest games of all time.
Patrick Collins from Ballinhassig gives it absolutely everything. Cork have to have it, and Cork have it. Can they get the equaliser? The ball is wide. The ball is wide.
It's over. It's over.
Broken, and Clare have won the All-Ireland. It's the full-time whistle. Brian Lohan has guided the Banner County to their 5th All-Ireland title. 1914, 1995, 1997, 2013 and 2024. 140 years ago, Michael Cusick from Carron in the heart of the Burren cycled all the way to Hayes' Hotel in Thurles to found the GA. And today, we remember his name, the spectacle of All-Ireland Final Day, when his county won the All-Ireland in the most dramatic, most amazing All-Ireland final. Heartbreaking for Cork. Incredible scenes here on the pitch in Croke Park as Brian Lohan and Pat Ryan congratulate and celebrate.
Was his jersey pulled here?
Here's a jersey pull. That should have been a free.
I didn't get a chance to get back in, Marty. I saw Patrick Horgan going to the ref. I saw it in real play. His jersey was pulled. It should have been a free in. Tap it over, draw a match. It's absolutely unbelievable. I feel so sorry for Patrick Horgan and Seamus Harney in particular, but delighted for Lohan.